Hey now! Let's get it poppin'. Almost near the end of the week. Scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, and the haters are in the building. It's WTIC NewsTalk 1080. I am your host, Reese On The Radio. Thank you for joining us today as we get closer to your weekend. I understand there's going to be some snowery, wintry mixy, some down the southern part of Connecticut. Good luck to you. I hope we don't get any of that nonsense up here. I'm done. The snow, done. Done. Over it. Especially dirty snow. I'm done with it. It doesn't look cute anymore. It's like just overstate. The snow is like Beyonce. Overstayed its welcome. Seen enough of you. It was pretty for about a month. It's a little more than that now. I'm done. I'm just done. So hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, we can get past all of this. Move on. I've got to go to an event tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Reese on the Radio is going to go to an event for the Urban League. Oh, yes! That's right. Reese will be hanging out at the Urban League. I think it's a 100th anniversary at the Mark Twain House. I'm going down there. I just had a conversation with Stephanie. I just told him, I said, hey, just going to let you know, there may be some people there. They're going to give me some side eye. That's what they say in the hood when, they don't like you to give you the side eye. What's he doing here? I thought he don't like black people. The usual stuff. Like them more than you do, sister girl. Like them way more than you do. But I digress. I'm still going. I'm going to see what they're doing down there. I was invited to go, so I'll get down there. Jason said it only took 2 months for your complaining about the weather to begin. I love it. Welcome to Connecticut. I complain about the weather no matter where I am. When I was in Texas and I walked outside and it was 114 degrees in August, I was complaining then too. I want a comfortable 74. Hopefully that'll come soon enough. Not if you let Roland tell you, though. Roland is the worst. I told him, I said, hey, it's getting warm outside. Roland said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Optimism. That's his middle name, ladies and gentlemen. Optimism is his middle name. I don't care. I'll get through it. As I always have to remember, you have to appreciate all days, even when they're cold. And, I appreciated the rain yesterday. You want to know why? Because I didn't want to take the car to the car wash. And then it rained, and the car was sitting outside in the lot. I got out there, and she was clean, baby. I was like, look at that. Saved myself $30. Clean. It's beautiful. You know how you get that grit on your back window? We've got a windshield wiper in the back. All of a sudden, I get out there, the rain and it's not a hard rain. It's been drizzling all day, and it washed off all the dirt. I mean, it's still dirty, but it washed it off in the sense of, not looking like I ran it through some sort of, off-road. So I looked at it and went, oh, look at that. I didn't even have to go out there and clean off the back. The rain did it for me. I was so satisfied. And I went to the car this morning in our underground garage, and I said, look at her. She's clean. Not clean, but you know what I mean. I was very happy about that. So there's some things you could just, you take everything with a grain of salt. There's a silver lining no matter where you look. So I'm loving it. Anyway, with that, I don't know if this guy's showing up. John Flynn. I don't know if he's showing up. He might, he may not. I didn't even give him the address. He was supposed to contact me. He was supposed to send me an email. Never got it. I don't know. If he shows up, he shows up. That's great. We'll have a conversation. Some people called me and were just like, hey, I just want to tell you this. I want to tell you that. I was like, okay, I appreciate all of you folks. I appreciate all of you. Okay, I'm going to have a conversation with the guy because my audience requested that I look into him and his case and what he's been doing and give him an opportunity to talk about it. Now, whether or not I agree or disagree with him, I'll give him the opportunity, as I've done with plenty of people. I'm not here to, side with anyone. I'm here to observe, have a conversation, learn. And then I make my assessment. So we'll do that. I know there are some people who swear by him. There's some others who just go, I pause a little. Okay, can't please everybody. Took me 3 wives to figure it out. That's just how it goes, but we'll talk about that. Moving on. Speaking of, John, I want to talk a little bit about this because this has been on my mind for a lot of time. This has been on my mind, I should say. And I never really talk about it, or I didn't get to talk about it because so many other things took place. And it is an election year, of course. It is always election time in an election year, meaning it doesn't matter how far away from November you are. Once you're in the year of the election, you are in the election. And people talk about it ad nauseum, especially those who are enthusiastic about their side, Democrats. You know what I mean. And I was thinking about this as more and more developments come out of Georgia and the federal sort of, what do you call it, raid for ballots in Georgia, Atlanta specifically. And you have all of these people screaming the old saying, there is no evidence of widespread election fraud. Donald Trump has said without evidence that there was widespread election fraud. And for a long time, I have been trying to exactly articulate what was on my mind about this. And so today I said, you know what, you got to talk about that because if you don't, you're going to forget about it. And I said, you know what, I will. So I want everyone to hear me out, no matter what political stripe you're on. Just hear me out and take this into consideration. You can be mad. You can say, oh, it's a lie. Oh, that's fine. Okay. But I just want to take this into consideration. Let's talk about one man and one vote. There are people who really believe in that their vote counts. Those people have plenty of ideological bents. They are leftists, they are on the right, they are middle ground, and they show up to vote because they know and they believe their vote is important. It's important to vote. And those people, again, regardless of their ideological bent, they are patriots because they are exercising their civic duty and go down there to cast their ballot for the thing and the person that they believe in. I applaud you. I have to. Democrats, leftists, independents, and Republicans, I see you all equal in that respect. And I defend your right to stand by what you believe in, even if it's because you hate the other side. That is your God-given right. I got nothing against that. Now I got to go to the one man's vote means nothing, because this is at the crux of the issue. How many people do you know in your walk of life who have said, yeah, man, I can vote, but my vote ain't going to change nothing. It's just one vote. It don't matter. The majority is going to vote for that person or this person. Or the person who says, all that stuff is rigged. They picked the person before we ever get out there and vote anyway. Or, the Electoral College, that don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing for me to vote. The Electoral College is going to make the decision anyway. My vote don't count. You're right. In the grand scheme of things, you are just one vote. But it is your civic duty to do so. You should. Of course you should. You never know. Your vote could be the deciding factor, if you think about it. But forget about what I think. I want to pay attention to those people. The people who say that their vote doesn't count. When you think about that, folks, think about how many people who don't show up to vote and couldn't care less about voting. But they do care about the election. They'll watch it. They'll watch the results come in. And they'll be at the end. See, I told you I was going to vote for that guy anyway. He was bound to lose. Or they vote for that guy who's like, yeah, but I knew he was going to lose. It didn't matter if my vote would come in. It wouldn't have changed anything anyway. It's just one vote. I totally hear you. I respect your gangster, as the kids like to say. And that point of view was really at the crux of why I wanted to talk about widespread voter fraud. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen instances where people have gone to jail for committing the felony of voter fraud. Some of these people are caught with 5, 6, 7 ballots. That's not widespread, as many people in the left tell us. It's just 5, 6 votes. Even if it's 100, it's still nothing like substantial. That's what they tell us. It doesn't matter how many people go to jail for this. In Ohio, how many go to jail in Colorado, how many go to jail in New York. Doesn't matter. It's not widespread. It's ticky-tacky, they say, here and there. So I've got to ask this simple question. Why would something that isn't widespread, and it's only ticky-tacky, 5 votes here, 100 votes there, 20 votes here, why would they risk a felony conviction for votes that wouldn't change a thing? Why would they put their freedom at risk for just a couple of votes? And why would they do it independently, on their own? Why would that one individual have such a grudge against the other side that they would only grab 5 votes and fraudulently place them in a ballot box? Why would they only mail-in ballot in their home state and then vote in person in the state they live now to just add 2 votes at the risk of being caught and getting a felony charge that would put them in prison? It seems like a really, dangerous thing to do, to have no impact. Do you understand that? It would be like stealing a stick of gum knowing that the mandatory minimum is a year. You'd have to do jail time. Imagine a zero-tolerance policy where if you stole something from a grocery store, no matter how small or how big, you had to do a year in jail. No plea bargains. Why would you do it? Why would you just steal 1 stick of gum? Why would you risk it? I mean, if there was a mandatory year in jail, hell, I'd steal a shopping cart of food. But these people just steal 1 or 2 votes, maybe 4 or 5. Why are they doing it? And no one's ever been able to explain that to me. Primarily because no one's ever bothered to ask. So I'm asking. Please, someone explain it to me. It's a felony. For 1, maybe 2, hell, maybe 5 or 6 votes. If it means nothing, why risk it all? I think we all know the answer. We'll take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the Radio.
History. What you know about Black history?
Yeah. Odyssey Harper celebrates Black History Month.
Let me refresh your memory.
By honoring icons of excellence.
Benjamin Banneker, considered by many to be the first African-American scientist. Banneker was raised on a Maryland tobacco farm and was largely self-taught in the sciences. By age 24, he engineered and constructed a striking clock made entirely of wood. Banneker later taught himself astronomy, published a successful series of almanacs, and was even appointed to help survey the land that became Washington, D.C.
History. What you know about Black history?
Yeah. Odyssey Harper celebrates Black History Month.
Let me refresh your memory.
By honoring icons of excellence.
Brought to you by Albertus Magnus College, where your dreams become reality.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here again. Over the years, I've seen way too many timeshare exit companies pop up, take folks' money, and disappear. I just saw an ad from an exit company started by a couple of bozos that used to work for me. My advice, don't hire bozos I'll fire. Want out of your timeshare? I'll send you our free timeshare exit info kit explaining your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free kit. 800-329-3737. That's 800-329-3737.
I can't get the signal. Okay, seriously. Now there's absolutely no excuse not to listen to WTIC News Talk 1080. You can literally hear us anywhere when you listen on your smartphone. And now you can hear us on the Odyssey app, the iHeartRadio app, and the TuneIn app. So pick your favorite and search and follow WTIC News Talk 1080 in the app. Then listen wherever you are. It's really that easy. So no more, I can't get the signal. We've made it easy. WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps. And now, a WTIC News Update.
2:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. A knife-wielding man was shot and killed earlier today by a Hartford police officer. The police were assisting in an evaluation at 990 Capitol Avenue when the incident unfolded. No officers were injured, although two were being evaluated. The Office of Inspector General has now taken over that investigation. 4 suspects in custody from that early morning home invasion down in Fairfield. The suspects broke into a home on Candlewood Road in the wee hours around 2:30 this morning. No injuries were reported. However, a shelter in place was put in effect for a time. That has since been lifted. Some schools were closed as a result. Police say a firearm was involved and one suspect was arrested in Hamden. New Haven Police Department revising its confidential informant policy. Nationally recognized group will help develop a new policy. Former Chief Carl Jacobson resigned and retired after it was found he was dipping into that fund. Connecticut Republican lawmakers are pushing for an inspector general to look into legislative decisions on spending and hiring. Dems are countering by proposing tax cuts and increasing the amount of money spent per school student. The former Prince Andrew has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Andrew was stripped of his royal titles because of his links to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And President Trump met with reps from more than 24 countries that have joined his Board of Peace, several others that have opted not to. Today's inaugural meeting will focus on reconstruction of Gaza. WTIC News Time 2:31. Bob Cox has the forecast.
Dry weather continues out there this afternoon. Temperature around 40 degrees or so and pretty light wind under 10 miles per hour. We'll see the sunset at 5:29 today. And tonight will be partly to mostly cloudy, lows averaging 25 to 30 degrees. Some snow will be developing Friday during the morning. That's going to change over to sleet and rain and freezing rain as milder air works into the system. Highs will be in the 30s tomorrow. There could be a coating to maybe as much as an inch or two of snow accumulation. The higher amounts would tend to be in the northern hills. Most other areas probably limited to a coating at most. And we'll see temperatures drop into the mid to upper 20s Friday night with the precipitation ending, and it may go back over to some light snow before it does taper off. Watch out for icy patches Friday night with those sub-freezing temperatures. Saturday, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky, a few snow showers around, and highs in the mid to upper 30s. Partly sunny with increasing clouds Sunday, highs in the mid to upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. This week, we discuss the latest tips in financial planning and real solutions for your money questions. Don't just save, thrive with Money Wisdom on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Lose weight or stop smoking with Hypnosis, only $59.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Thursday, March 12th, Cambria Hotel, Manchester South and South Windsor. Weight loss hypnosis, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 8 p.m. Or Saturday, March 14th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
Spring in full bloom. Spring in
The Connecticut Flower and Garden Show returns to the Convention Center in Hartford, February 19th through the 22nd. Step out of winter and into an oasis of beautifully landscaped gardens. Breathe in the aroma of spring as you stroll through floral displays. Learn from gardening experts presenting over 80 hours of educational seminars. Get discount tickets at ctflowershow.com.
Connecticut Flower and Garden Show.
February 19th through the 22nd.
Are you a commercial building owner in southern New England? Are you frustrated with your roof services? Contact Eagle Rivet Roof Service today. Our skilled technicians provide tailored roof repair and maintenance programs to maximize your building's lifespan. With 24/7 emergency response and comprehensive service options, we are Greater New England's trusted commercial roofing provider. Visit EagleRivet.com for a complimentary inspection or call 860-953-1231. Protect your investment with Eagle Rivet.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
President Trump said, "I like Newsmax. You like it too." It's true. Millions of Americans agree with President Trump, and they're switching to Newsmax for the news they can trust. They're watching great shows with Greta, Carl Higbie, Rob Schmidt, Finnerty, and more. If you're tired of big media, start watching Newsmax. It's free to start. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com for immediate access. Get all of President Trump's most important events live. Imagine watching Mike Huckabee's Israel special, our Melania documentary, Clint Eastwood, Charlie Kirk specials, even the movie Jesus of Nazareth by Franco Zeffirelli. Once you start Newsmax Plus, you won't stop. So try it for free. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com, then download the app. It's easy. So make the switch to Newsmax Plus today.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio here on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. I'm looking at X. Somebody's going to have to confirm this for me. Someone's saying that there is a cyber cab in Stamford. Somebody videotaped it. I don't know which street this is, but I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to confirm if this is true, that the cyber cab is in Connecticut. That may be Roland. I'm going to forward this to you. Let me see if you can tell me if this is the case. That would be a far stretch if it was here in Connecticut already. I don't know if I told you this, Roland, but I think the decision has been made. I think we're going to get one. I just think I don't know. I know there's some people saying, "Reese, don't do it." I may just have to do it.
I will say this.
Okay.
I've seen like 6 or 7 Cybertrucks since you made me talk about it.
That's kind of how it works, man. That's exactly how it works.
I've never seen this many Cybertrucks driving. Now all of a sudden I'm seeing everywhere I look is a Cybertruck.
It is not. Listen to me. That is by design. It happens every time. When you buy a new car, all of a sudden you see the car that you're driving everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, now you're going to see them everywhere. So you're probably going to ask yourself, look, listen to me. I'm telling you, just do it as if you got nothing to do over the weekend. It's free. Just hand the lady your driver's license. You can opt out of getting any, what do you call it, like advertisements or things like that, spam mail. You can opt out of that.
Oh, I did have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Is there a time limit on the
test drive?
No, on the letting the car drive you?
No.
Like if you go to down south and it's like a 8-hour ride, it'll just take you the whole 8 hours?
It's so wild. Now, you're going to, I don't think you have to sort of reprogram it at every stop, because according to everything I've read on it, let's say what'd you say, South Carolina?
No, like Virginia.
Virginia, okay. In fact, Roseanne did that. She put in a trip. In fact, Beatrice, the attendant, was doing it for us to go to Woodbridge, Virginia. And what it did was, which is interesting, you have to tell it, get me a route to Woodbridge, Virginia with supercharger stations en route. And it will map the whole thing out and set you up. Now, according to this thing, what it will do is get to that location, park for you. Now, you have to get out to, of course, attach. To what's the name? But once you are charged up, which I think each one, if it's a good day, takes about 20 minutes to 45 minutes, something like that, to charge up. and then you get back in the car and you continue the route, and it'll drive you the rest of the way.
And how long does it need? How long before it needs to get charged?
The car that we were in looks like it was somewhere around 250 miles, but I think it's a little more than that. At least when we were in there, it had been charged up to 250 miles.
Okay.
So that's the only part that you have to do. There are some physical things that you have to do, but I guess once after you charge it, it'll just start driving on its own. And everyone I've seen it with, actually Tesla gives a really, really good breakdown of how many accidents have taken place in its vehicle since, and the crash rates are not awful. They are really, really, they're good stats. That's going to be the downside for you, isn't it?
Yeah. The fact that
listen, you don't use Grok, use the free Grok version. Just go to grok.com and ask that question. And, you can ask it, tell me what the crash ratio is on each of the vehicles, the one that you're interested in, per year, and it'll break it all down.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about, when I go on bowling trips, I could just relax and get chauffeured up to.
This one video I showed, I saw this guy. He was in a Y model driving in the rain with his wife and kids. They were doing 68 miles per hour, and it was a lot of rain. We're talking torrential rain. It was doing 68 miles per hour, and it was on a road where trucks were, like 18-wheelers. Yep. Have you seen that video?
I have not.
You have to see it. In fact, I'll find it and I'll forward it to you.
That's scary, though.
And no, even when I'm watching it, I'm scared. His kid is in the background going, Daddy, how fast are we going? I'm just like, too fast for you, kid.
Yeah, that's when I would have to manually take over.
Right, and I totally get that. And there have been other videos that have been showing, like near misses, so to speak. So, and they are interesting. One guy was wild. He was, at a turn. He was waiting for his opportunity to turn, and the guy got distracted and rear-ended his Tesla. And the video on the Tesla caught the entire interaction, which bothers me. Let me explain why. If the car behind you is coming up to you and the car's not reacting to that, I have a little bit of a problem with that for one reason, is that the car's not reacting to vehicles coming towards you from the rear and doesn't scoot you up a little bit to get out of the way. But there may be a reason for that. And I'm they're looking at sort of the danger ratio here, meaning if I
looked at the situation and said
probabilities,
the probability is you would be the best choice and saved him instead of saving the kid.
Yeah, and he hated that because of the human element, and it also didn't help that he was part robot either.
Well, that didn't happen until
Yeah, but I totally get that scenario. It's like whether or not if the computer
is deciding. There's no emotion involved.
There's no its reasoning is computer.
Yeah.
It has no sentient decision making in that. But you know what? You have to ask yourself, is sentient decision making better than the assessment of AI?
It depends because, like you have all those stories where a mom lifts a car and saves her baby.
Yeah, but
and different things like that.
True, but could you be running yourself? Because I'm saying sentient decision making could put more people at risk. I get your point though. You're saying that that decision should be left to the sentient being. The calculus of an AI is going probability. 20% chance that survival of both individuals will happen. And therefore makes that, and that's what the iRobot thing was.
And you should have the choice to say no.
Yeah.
It's that's a lower probability, but I still want you to do it.
Yeah. That's interesting. I would just tell the robot, I got me, save the girl. And I'll figure it out on my own. Zap says the car is also recording you. So it knows if your hands aren't on the wheel, if you are on the phone. That's a good point. You're absolutely right on that one.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. With all this, I know I got to get with the times, but I'm still, even though I'm young, I'm stuck in I like being able to do things myself. I hate being monitored or micromanaged, or
I totally
feel like they're watching you every move, because I may want to.
I get you. Listen, Roland,
walk the line a little bit.
That instinct should not be frowned upon, even by you. Let me tell you why. This is the absolute truth, and why I feel you on this. It took me forever to resolve, to get to the point where I got a debit card or a credit card.
Oh, yeah.
I kept...
You went to the bank to get your money.
Man, I wouldn't do it.
I still have a friend like that.
It wasn't even the RFID thing. It was just like I could not deal with someone else having control of my finances, the cash being in my hand. It's not that I didn't have a bank account. It was I didn't like the card dictating, or someone having the possibility to say, I'm going to cut off your card. Let me give you a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to Tampa, Florida with Mary, my ex-wife, we went to Tampa, Florida, and our bank account was working fine, and I went to the check cashing place because her cousin had paid for our Busch Garden tickets, and when I went to go get cash to pay her back, I get in, I can't use my ATM card. And then I got to go inside the bank, and I go, hey, what the hell's going on? I know there's like at least $1,500 in my checking account. What's the deal? The woman says, well, we found some irregular activity on your bank. And I went, what do you mean irregular activity? She goes, where do you live? And I go, Virginia. She goes, you're in Tampa. And I went, yeah. I was like, but usually somebody will call and contact us and let us know that our card's been, that there's a...
Or ask you,
are you in Tampa, Florida?
Yeah.
And so they go, sir, we called you twice. And I went, no, you didn't. I looked at my phone. I didn't. And I said, what number did you call? Sure enough, the ex-wife's. They call her phone. Turns out she didn't answer the phone. You want to know why? Because she thought it was her student loans calling her back. So she ignored the 800 number.
Yeah.
I looked at her. I was like, pay your bills. What do you mean you didn't answer the phone? She goes, I didn't know who it was. Just answer the phone. And that's the part I never liked about it. It's that someone has that control over your money.
Well, now what they're saying is you're supposed to call before you even go on vacation.
Exactly.
Say,
I don't need permission.
I'm going to be on vacation from this day to this date, and I'll be in Florida. So if you see any transactions, it's fine.
Another time it happened to me, and I'll tell this before the break. This is insane. So my friend's two daughters, they consider me their godfather, and they went out and they were doing chores for me. And then I went to go pay them $20. So we stopped at 7-Eleven real quick. And I stopped at 7-Eleven. I got them all ice cream. And then I went down to the bank to go get out $20. And sure enough, my card was stopped. I couldn't pull out the cash. And I called the bank while I'm sitting in the ATM in the drive-thru. And I said, what's going on? And the guy says, did you go to 7-Eleven before you ended up at ATM? And I went, yes. And they go, okay, we just want to make sure. Usually, when somebody wishes to access your bank account, they will make a small transaction. I didn't know that.
And then go for the big dough.
Yeah, and then go for the big dough. And I went, that's a thing? And they go, yeah, that's the reason. I'm like, again, no alert. Yeah. Just did it. And I'm like.
That's why I switched from Bank of America, and I switched from there to just a credit union because it got changed. I got my credit, somebody used my card in California, and I'm over here. So two different occasions, I had to go through that whole 90-day process and trying to get my money back. And I say, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to credit union.
I got to tell you something. It's so wild. You said you left Bank of America. That's exactly the bank it was. It did it to me.
Yeah.
That's exactly
maybe
who
it's
it was.
just them. I don't
maybe
know.
it is. Maybe it is. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. We'll take some phone calls early today. It's Reese on the Radio.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000. 4000.
I played soccer, coached soccer. Now I cheer for soccer. 67 pounds later, I'm ready for a 180.
When life sneaks up on you, call Awaken 180 Weight Loss, 877-330-4180. It's not a fad diet or synthetic hormone shots, but a natural approach for awakening your own hormones. It's science-based nutrition, where our food is completely customizable and totally optional. And our lifetime one-to-one coaching makes losing weight a real thing, for life. Adults lose an average of 2 to 4 pounds per week.
Went to a great college, had a great career, 2 great kids. 41 pounds later, I'm ready for a 180.
Are you ready? 877-330-4180. Or visit awaken180weightloss.com now and see why there's a 98% satisfaction rating. That's 877-330-4180. Awaken 180. For health, for family, for life.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I'll get to some of the stuff I need to get into today. We got abortion news that we need to talk about because yesterday we talked about the numbers of children that are being born in the state. These numbers that I found are really, really daunting. That contrast why the growing or the declining number of babies being born in the state versus how many are being aborted. What's also daunting is the race makeup of the babies that are aborted. And boy, the fact that nobody is talking about this is crazy. This number that I found out today is mind-boggling. I was like, I saw it, was just, whoa. Like, and everybody knows that I'm pro-life. That's obviously not an issue, right? Nobody's like, is he? No, I'm pro-life. But when I look at the abortion numbers in the state of Connecticut, I'm telling you, these numbers, you're going to be freaking out when I tell you. Because I believe that something wicked this way comes. And it is not going to be pretty. I'll get to that in a second. Let me read your comments in the chat room. I want to start with the earlier than the later. Zap says, the car also will be recording you. Oh, I read that one. And your hands off the wheel. He said, I have a friend that was T-boned at an intersection, and the insurance company looked at the tape and cleared him of all charges, seeing that he wasn't distracted, and the guy ran the light. And again, that's an important thing. I don't think that anybody should get a self-driving car and then continue with the lifestyle of, being on your phone and doing other stuff and, doing homework. No, that's ridiculous. I don't believe that at all. What I'm saying is that you have to adapt to the fact that you are driving a self-driving car, and you're going to have to be diligent as well. This cyber cab is interesting because it does not have a steering wheel, and it is all self-driving. I'm hoping that the personal models, like the ones that are going to Uber and Lyft and rideshare companies, those will be autonomous and there'll be no steering wheel. I'm hoping that they rethink the personal ones that people drive and make those with steering wheels. They have to be, just in my view. But, who knows? Chris was talking about voting. And he says, Reese, the process of voting is supposed to be an individual decision. It is an individual decision. Not supposed to be. It is. It is meant to be respected and everyone to find their moral compass. Yep, I think I sort of expressed that. In our lifetime, we being the same ages, they have given what they call equal rights to all walks of life. Okay, I think that we're saying the same things here. And to give those equal rights, they had to stop the runners in the front of the pack to allow the slower runners to catch up. So at face value, they think that they are worthy of a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm not sure what this is about. You and I know the reality is that our government, prevent the faster runners from enjoying the bodies that they nurtured to their best level of fitness. All in the name of equal rights. At the end of the day, you still have fat. Okay, last bottom feeders that will never be able to help themselves. And while we pay these fools, they could never do the job they wanted through the election process. So instead, they're trying to help us, the taxpaying citizens. They figure out how to line their pockets. There's a lot going on in this point, Chris. Perhaps in the future, maybe not write a full paragraph. I'm sort of missing this. I don't know. Maybe I missed the point. Forgive me if I did. Also, before we go to the top of the hour news with John Silva, I find it interesting that there's no outrage from the African-American community that Democrats and public figures are supporting Tarikio, is his name, over Jasmine Crockett. And she is literally being pushed aside. Unless, of course, no one ever liked her. I've been investigating that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So stand by. And again, I'm reading people's comments here. James Tellerico from Texas is the Republicans' worst nightmare. I love what he's doing, they write. What about Jasmine Crockett? There's no faith in her? Let's get to the top of the hour news. John Silva, he's in the WTIC newsroom. We'll be back.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have cloudy skies. Temperature of 41 degrees. We'll keep the clouds for the rest of the afternoon. Well, then we'll have the forecast details coming up. A man is dead after Hartford police say he was shot by one of their own today. The incident unfolded at an apartment complex at 990 Capitol Avenue. Police were there to assist in a mental health evaluation. Police spokesman Lieutenant Aaron Boisford says it is a multifaceted investigation at this point.
Our major crimes are here, our internal affairs are here, and the IG's office just got here. That's what's customary to any police-involved shooting. So they'll be taking over the investigation, Inspector General's office.
Now, Boisford says the suspect allegedly pulled a knife before officers opened fire. He says 2 police officers were evaluated but did not sustain any injuries. Fairfield police say 4 suspects are in custody following an early morning home invasion in town. They say that incident took place around 2:30 a.m. at a home on Candlewood Road. There was a shelter in place for a time and some schools were closed due to the police activity. Fairfield Detective Jason Takis says it was all hands on deck.
We have SWAT team members from that team. We have Fairfield police officers, detectives. We have members of our accident investigation unit. We have our own drones up in the air monitoring the situation, trying to keep an eye on the suspects.
One of the suspects was picked up in Hamden. The investigation is ongoing. No injuries were reported. The former Prince Andrew was taken into custody in the UK today in connection with the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. More from correspondent Imtiaz Tayeb.
Police have gone to what's known as the Royal Lodge. This is a property on the grounds of Windsor Castle. This is where Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was living up until last year when he was effectively evicted from that royal property. He's now living in Sandringham, a 20,000-acre private estate owned by King Charles. But this royal property is now being searched by investigators. What they're looking for: laptops, phones, and paper records.
New Haven's taking steps to bring its confidential informant program to help solve crimes. It was suspended earlier this year after it was found that former police chief Carl Jacobson was dipping into the fund to the tune of at least $10,000. He has since retired. Now, Mayor Justin Ellicker says a number of checks and balances are being put in place, starting with bringing in a Police Executive Research Forum, or PERF.
PERF will provide to us, and the new general order will ensure that confidential informants programs alignment with nationally recognized best practices.
The program is set to restart in the next couple of weeks. As part of the changes, monthly, quarterly, and yearly audits will be performed. Latest proposal from state legislative Republicans is to have an inspector general position created for the legislature. Independent body would be brought in to oversee decisions on spending, hiring, appointments, and more. Republican State Representative Tammy Nuccio of Tolland, ranking member on appropriations, questions pushback on the idea from numerous fronts.
At home, if this was your person coming to you asking you to fund something, would you not have a question? Would you not want transparency? So I think the question from the media has to change. Not, why are you doing this? Why are you not?
Senate President Martin Looney questions the scope of some of the audits the Republicans have cited before and says Democrats have worked toward more accountability.
In some cases, the leadership and personnel of the agency are different at the time the audit comes out than at the time the period that's being examined was under the microscope. So that was one of the reasons why we did set up the Committee on Government Oversight, to try to get some more timely review of something that seems to emerge as an issue.
They held the first Board of Peace meeting at the White House today.
Board of Peace is one of the most important and consequential things I think that I'll be involved in.
Speaking at the inaugural meeting, President Trump said the initial goal is to rebuild war-torn Gaza.
Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, UAE, Morocco, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, and Kuwait have all contributed more than $7 billion.
But the U.S., he said, is contributing even more.
A contribution of $10 billion.
The president added Iran cannot continue to threaten the region and must give up its nuclear weapons. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
WTIC News, time 3:05. Checking traffic. We have volume delays beginning to build in the Hartford area on the eastbound side of 84 between exits 44 and 51. Still some leftover road work down in Rocky Hill on 91 South between exits 24 and 23. Delays approaching the city from Windsor on 91 South between exits 35A and 32. Also look out for a two-vehicle crash just prior to that in Windsor on 91 South between 36 and 35B. Looks like 2 lanes are taken out with that. Here is the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Variable cloudiness the rest of this afternoon, high 41. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 29. Tomorrow cloudy with occasional snow and sleet in the afternoon mixing with rain. The snow and sleet can accumulate a slushy coating to an edge, especially on non-paved surfaces, high tomorrow 37. Pretty much just rain in the area tomorrow evening. That'll end later tomorrow night. It'll stay cloudy, low 32, and mostly cloudy as we start the weekend Saturday, high 39. Sunday cloudy with snow at times, especially from midday on. Sunday's high 37. The periods of snow Sunday night into Monday, most likely accumulating 2 to 4 inches before ending later Monday afternoon. Low Sunday night 28, Monday's high 35. So clearing Monday night and colder, dropping a low of 20. Mostly sunny and cold Tuesday, high 36. Very cold Tuesday night, partly cloudy, a low of 12. And becoming cloudy on Wednesday. Could be some snow, sleet, and rain Wednesday afternoon, high 37. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's down 327 points. NASDAQ is off 128, and the S&P is down 33. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here again. Over the years, I've seen way too many timeshare exit companies pop up, take folks' money, and disappear. I just saw an ad from an exit company started by a couple of bozos that used to work for me. My advice, don't hire bozos I'll fire. Want out of your timeshare? I'll send you our free timeshare exit info kit explaining your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free kit. 800-329-3737. That's 800-329-3737.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Yeah, Colbert is on his way out. I watched that whole nonsense going on with Tellerico and Jasmine Crockett. We're back, Reese on the radio. And I got to tell you, this is the thing that I find extremely fascinating. It's the selective support of Jasmine Crockett that's very evident today. And the marching orders that certain people take from the elites, and they don't think anyone noticed. It was months ago. We were told, when it comes to Jasmine Crockett, that she was the future of the Democrat Party. Many people said that they had hoped for a Kamala Crockett ticket. It was going to be Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett. Boy, would that shake them up on the Democrat Party, wouldn't it? They told us that. They were incredibly excited about that. And I was like, really? No, they're not. There's no way that's true. But they tried to tell us. I mean, they really did. And now I'm looking at this poor young lady, like a party that they wouldn't tell her to be quiet. Now think about this, folks. She was saying everything under the sun. She was as ghettoed out as she could be. I had to literally pull you people off the ledge on this woman. As you were saying all the time, can you believe this Jasmine Crockett person? Did you hear what she said here? Did you hear what she said there? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I said, guys, she's of no consequence. Soon she will totally, like her usefulness, up in very short order. After a while, she'll be of no use to them because that's what they do. That's what they do to these folks. They go out there and they self-promote and, Jasmine Crockett, they say all the nice things. Do you think she's the future of the party? What did they say? They went, no. They wouldn't insult her, but they were like, no, of course not. No. We have plenty of leaders, they said. We knew everybody was embarrassed by this young lady, but they couldn't say it because you're not allowed to say anything horrible about women of color. No, you remember, respect all women of color. Here's the crazy part. Nobody wants Jasmine Crockett. She ran for Senate. They quietly told her, don't do it. She said, I'm going to do it anyway. What you going to do, stop me? And Democrats said, yes, we're going to stop you. That's the reason why Tellerico. And I'm watching black people praise Tellerico and act like Jasmine Crockett didn't even exist. Hey, what about that black woman? Which one? Who? This black woman? The one you were just raving about a week ago. No, that wasn't me. Mark Halprin.
There's a strong belief in the Democratic Party that the party should not and will not nominate someone for president who's not a heterosexual white man. There just is. And what's interesting to me about that reality is, in my discussions with Democrats, who feels about that the most strongly? That the Democrats should not and will not nominate anything but a white man for president? Non-white men, gay non-white men, women, people of color. They feel as strongly as anyone, and women in particular say, we should not and will not nominate a woman. Now, that's not dispositive. The nominee might not be a straight white man. It's not dispositive. But you'll notice that the two people I have is easily at the top of the list are straight white men. And where does this come from? It comes from particularly losing to Donald Trump twice by nominating, in one case, a white woman, and in one case, nominating a woman of color. They just feel strongly. So I have to factor that in. And that's not just my sources. That's also amongst grassroots. And the donor community, they just feel strongly about it. So you got to factor that in if you're predicting or analyzing, I should say, not a prediction. If you're analyzing where the field stands, you got to factor in that there's a certain strategic imperative for many in the party. Don't nominate a gay person, a person of color, or one.
Listen, the party of inclusivity, not in the politics. Nope. You better get that white man out there. Get that white man to represent us. It's happening in Texas. Jasmine Crockett's sister girl going out there dancing to Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce, speaking all ghettified. Yes and no and we ain't picking cotton no more. I don't need Trump supporters in Texas. We gonna win this, girl. Let me tell you the tea, girl. We got a racist in the White House, girl. Quietly, the white man in the Democrat Party says, how do we stop her? Get a white man. What about the black constituents? Don't worry, we'll control them. We'll tell them that Kamala Harris's poll numbers are not very favorable. But this white guy, he's guaranteed to win, and we'll tell him that he's against Trump. They'll like that. They like anybody who's against Trump. We'll fudge up some numbers, and we'll give it to them. They'll abandon her in a hot minute. And sure enough, they are. Come on. What happened? Jasmine Crockett, Stephen Colbert on the Late Show was just told by his lawyers, hey, this close to election, you may have to abide by equal time rules. Tellerico has an opponent. It is Jasmine Crockett. You may have to give her equal time. They think it's fair because technically it'd be a violation if you don't. And Stephen Colbert said, nah. What am I going to have her on for? Why did he choose not to? He could have just done it. Could have done Tellerico, then put on Jasmine Crockett. Unless maybe somebody put in a word. Listen, Stephen, yes, I understand. Don't worry. Listen, I know. Listen, just blame it on Trump. We just don't want to give Jasmine that kind of platform. So say it's Trump's fault. Don't air anything. We'll put it online, and then we'll fundraise off of it. Yes. Why isn't Stephen Colbert just... He could have just done that. Jasmine Crockett had to go on the air on Jen Psaki's show and actually stand up for the FCC. Way to go, Jasmine! After everyone ran around saying that Donald Trump had censored The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, what did Jasmine Crockett do? She came out and she says, no, they railroaded me. Stephen Colbert did not want to put me on. They were told that they had to give equal time. They chose not to. And nobody has got the guts to ask why. Not one person that says, man, really? The black woman? The woman who has done everything we've asked her to do to go up against this administration, to go after Republicans and oversight hearings? The woman who has gone to war with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Nancy Mace? The woman has gone after everybody. She has literally made a fool of herself, BET style, for us, and we are literally dumping her? Oh, baby, I can't thank you enough, Democrats. Thank you. I love watching you do this. And again, not one person has stepped up for. Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's the NAACP? Where's any organizations? Not one. They're sitting up and just going, yeah, look, we're just going to sit this one out, Jasmine. It's okay. It's all right. You ran a good fight. It was nice having you, sweetheart. You get a job on a podcast or something. It sucks, but it's true. Don't be mad at me. I didn't do it. Y'all are doing it to her. This guy's driving a stake through her heart. Sad, but true. Damn, he raised a lot of money. You're absolutely right here. Yeah. That's right. White Texans are going to support Tellerico. White liberal Texans, huh? Is that what you're telling me, big guy? White liberal Texans who believe that we have a diversity problem in this country? White liberal Texans who believe that black and brown people are constantly looked over? White liberal Texans who believe in DEI can't possibly risk it with a black woman because the white man can fundraise better and is a better challenger for what? Wow. It says everything. And here, by the way, this text message I'm getting is from a black man, a black nationalist. And he's saying, I agrees with the white man. We got to have a white person there. And these people don't think that they're sellouts. These people don't think that, wow. What kind of soft shoe nonsense is that? Sellouts. It's always the same. Damn. And now they're telling me, I agrees with that white man. That white man knows. Boy, do they sell out their own race. They'll do it in a heartbeat. That's why, again, it's no different when it comes to me. They'll sell out anybody. They're always doing it for the whitey, because deep down, they all wants to be white. Sorry, I'm going back into it. I don't want to do that. That's mean. I try not to be that mean. I got to change the whole format now. I had a whole thing that I was going to go into about abortions. I got to do that in the next break. I'm sorry. But I think it's horrible what's being done to Jasmine Crockett. I think it's awful. I was going to stand there and watch that woman lose in a landslide. Now I have a contentious Senate race happening in Texas because they're going with the white guy. Now I got to worry. There's going to be a landslide with Sister Girl. And somebody got the memo. What's going to happen? Can you imagine that? I mean, I want you to think about this, folks. You're working at a job. You get hired primarily because you're a firebrand at the job. You've been working there for a couple of years, and boy, are you getting PR for the company. You know, you're the upstart black employee, and you are getting notoriety. You may be a little unconventional, but people are recognizing your brand and that employee. You look really, really good because social media is banging. Everybody's raving about, yeah! Screaming, that's the next CEO! And then all of a sudden, Tellerico walks in. And someone in the office turns around and says, all right, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give Jasmine a desk job. Yeah, sit her down for a little while. Yeah, let's give this new guy let's give him a new run. Yeah, and we'll put him on all the MS Now Black shows. Yeah. Nobody will notice. Don't worry about it. Listen, we've got the black vote. Listen, in the pocket. They'll do whatever we tell them. Are you sure, boss? Listen, if we tell him that Tellerico's the guy, funnel him some cash, make him look really, really good, polish him up, they'll abandon Jasmine Crockett in a heartbeat. It's what they do. And here's the thing. Don't be mad. Tell the truth. Who told you that? Who started here at WTIC and told you that? And said that it was always the case. They can call me double agent if they want. But you know what? And this isn't anything. I'm not some prognosticator. I'm not Kreskin here. There's a pattern of this behavior. And a perfect example, look, you had it just recently, right? You had it last November of 2025 versus November of 2024. Barack Obama is all you needed to know. Barack Obama, vote for sister girl Kamala. Then he got to New Jersey and said, vote for the blonde white woman. Hey, Barack, there's a black woman running against him. Yeah, forget about what I said last year. I mean, it's nothing. And that's all it is. Jasmine Crockett is going through the spam burger effect. That's all. She's no longer useful. She'll be getting a fundraise. She'll show up at events. She'll be getting a fundraise. She'll show up at events. For everyone in the next one, she'll be treated like a rock star because she will go for every crumb. She won't even turn on the people who turned on her. She will be a loyal foot soldier even after they have washed her up and kicked her out. Because that's the plantation, baby. That's the plantation. And they will keep giving her a little Negro crumbs so she can stay fed. And she will take them kindly. She'll never be able to think on her own because she's bought and paid for. We thank you for your service and all the laughs, Jasmine. It's been fantastic. Lord knows I had fun. I'm sorry to see you go. Kinda. We got to go. When we come back, birth rates versus abortion rates. The numbers that I gave you yesterday will now be compared to the abortion rates in the state, and the number will astound you when we return. Stand by. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and for your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impact it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
All the audio that matters to you is on Odyssey. Odyssey has news that hits home in your local area and around the country. Get local news, traffic, and weather from stations near you. Get national news from CNN, Fox News Radio, and more. And explore the biggest news podcasts like The Daily Punch, Pod Save America, and The Daily, AUDACY. Find all the news that matters to you in a universe of audio. Odyssey.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
Oh my, what are you waiting for? Lose the weight or stop smoking with hypnosis, guaranteed only $59.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. That's right, hypnosis. Thursday, March 12th at the Cambria Hotel, Manchester South and South Windsor. Weight loss hypnosis, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 8 p.m. And Saturday, March 14th at the Holiday Inn Express in Southington. Weight loss hypnosis, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Register markpatrickseminars.com.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
3:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The former British prince stripped of his royal titles because of his links to the convicted sex offender, the late Jeffrey Epstein. Well, Andrew has consistently denied any wrongdoing in connection with his friendship with Epstein. Man's dead after he was shot by a Hartford police officer this morning. Officers were assisting on a mental health eval when the suspect allegedly pulled a knife. 2 officers were evaluated but were not injured. 4 suspects are in custody following a home invasion in Fairfield. This occurred around 2:30 this morning. Incident taking place with the 4 suspects breaking into a home on Candlewood Road. The incident brought out police, SWAT, and other law enforcement. There were no injuries. One of the suspects wound up in Hamden. Iran and the U.S. are both applying naval pressure to the talks over Tehran's nuclear program. Tehran held drills today with Russia. And in the meantime, the Americans brought another aircraft carrier closer to the Mideast, the USS Gerald R. Ford. At the Winter Olympics in Italy, the U.S. and Canada battling in the gold medal game, late third. It's tied at 1. USA captain Hillary Knight scored the tying goal inside 2 minutes as the Americans pulled their goalie as time wound down. It looks like that third period is coming to an end, and they will play a 20-minute sudden death overtime. WTIC News Time is 3:31. Here's the forecast.
Variable cloudy the rest of this afternoon, high 41. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 29. And mostly cloudy tomorrow with occasional snow and sleet in the afternoon mixing with rain. Snow and sleet can accumulate according to an inch, especially on non-paved surfaces, high 37. Pretty much just rain in the area tomorrow evening, staying cloudy the rest of tomorrow night, low 32. And mainly cloudy Saturday, high 39. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's down 328, NASDAQ's down 128. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner from Money Wisdom. Want to learn ways to minimize taxes in retirement, protect your money against inflation and healthcare expenses, and develop a personalized income plan? Call 1-800-208-SAFE to get your free guide to maximizing retirement book. That's 800-208-7233 to get your free book today.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Today, everyone turns to the internet to search for things. But the number one thing you can never find online is great customer service. Well, your search is over with a visit to Modern Plumbing. Whether you're building or remodeling, you're going to have questions. So why not shop where you can get the knowledge you've been craving? Great pricing, great selections, and most importantly, great customer service. Modern Plumbing, showroom and parts counter on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Sub-zero temperatures aren't friendly to electric vehicles, and Rivian is hoping to prove that its new R2 SUV can handle the frigid weather in an attempt to broaden its appeal. Seeking Alpha reports that the R2 was spotted in Fairbanks, Alaska, as Rivian puts the vehicle through its paces in freezing conditions in order to assure the EV's battery capabilities and establish the R2 as a rival to Tesla's Model Y. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Spring in full bloom. Spring in
The Connecticut Flower and Garden Show returns to the Convention Center in Hartford, February 19th through the 22nd. Step out of winter and into an oasis of beautifully landscaped gardens. Breathe in the aroma of spring as you stroll through floral displays. Learn from gardening experts presenting over 80 hours of educational seminars. Get discount tickets at ctflowershow.com.
Connecticut Flower and Garden Show.
February 19th through the 22nd.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans. Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that knows you and a firm that can represent all your legal needs? With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Proud full-service law partner of Yukon Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearis is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hi, I'm Tom Tierney, owner of the Green Cremation, Connecticut's only water cremation facility. Our process uses a gentle, water-based alternative to flame, with no smoke, no fire, and no harmful emissions. It uses up to 90% less energy than traditional cremation and produces zero air pollution. We're proud to offer families a compassionate, earth-friendly way to honor a loved one. Visit thegreencremation.com to learn more or pre-plan today. Visit thegreencremation.com.
Larry Older here. You know, one of the most rewarding parts of sharing Relief Factor with you is hearing real stories like that of Sandra. She tells us, I've been hearing about Relief Factor on the radio for a couple of years, and I finally decided to try it because nothing else was helping my back pain. I know the feeling. With a 3-week quick start, she said, I went for it. Now I feel like a new person. That's Sandra's own words, and it's so gratifying to hear. I've told you about my brother Kirk having difficulty going up and down the stairs in the morning. He wouldn't listen to me. I told him to take Relief Factor. He finally did. Began moving better, feeling stronger. Too bad he didn't listen earlier. Try it for yourself. The 3-week quick start. And see how Relief Factor could be your game changer too. It is only $19.95. Think about it. Do the math. Less than $1 a day. So call 800 4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com, all one word, relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
So if you were listening to the show yesterday, I was going over a whole bunch of numbers as far as like the population is concerned. And of course, birth rates, like how many babies the state's having year after year. And the number has been going down. In fact, the only year during Lamont's tenure was, of course, during a pandemic. But that was across the board. The nation saw a baby boom during that time. The state saw 11,000 plus babies in 2021. But the trajectory for his entire tenure has always gone down. Also, the fact that he has promoted nothing along the lines of family growth in the state. And so I got to thinking yesterday and this morning, I wonder what the numbers look like in opposition to that. In essence, if the state, because of what Lamont was promoting, which was, hey, remember, after the ending of Roe v. Wade, come to Connecticut and abort your babies. That's what he was saying to business leaders. And I was like, with that kind of promotion from the governor, I wonder if it had any impact. Turns out it did. And I compared them to Malloy. Both Democrats. And I wanted to look at what the numbers were. So here they are. Forgive me, I know numbers suck on radio, but I'm going to try to be as forthcoming as I possibly can, in the sense of you'll be able to understand them clearly. So in 2012 and 2013, during Malloy's tenure, we were seeing 11,000, in fact, just short of 12,000 abortions in the state. It was 10,500 in 2013, so it went down. Stayed about the same in 2014. Then in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and even in 2019, which is technically early Lamont transition, the numbers were going down. They got out of the 10s and went down to 9. 9938, 9902, back up 9584, 9294. That is a considerable trend going down in abortions during the tenure. Then we get to Lamont. Again, remember, 2019 is 9202. 2020, we have the pandemic dip, but just to 9115. So 9,200 to 9,100. And then 2021, all the way back up to 10,146. 22, we got 11,121. In 23, 12,445. In 2024, 13,340. He exceeded the highest numbers of Malloy's tenure. Exceeded. The number just kept going up. So, just for giggles, I said, I wonder who's affected the most in that space of abortions. For those of you who do not know this about the state, this information may be informative in some way, but I think to this conversation, I just think that we have to actually address this number. So non-Hispanic whites in this state is 395,000. That's women ages 15 to 44. Non-Hispanic blacks is 86,400. Hispanic, 152,600. And Asian, or other about 62,000. Again, the reason why I'm giving you women, because, of course, they are the ones who can have an abortion. So those numbers are relevant to all of that. Now let's get down to the brass tacks of the abortion numbers. And this should scare the hell out of anyone in the black community. In 2018, the last full Malloy year, non-Hispanic white women had 3,351 abortions, making up 56% of that population. Remember what I said, 395,000 women, white, ages 15 to 44. 3,351. The African-American population is 86,400. That makes up 12% versus white women, 56.7% of women. 12% versus 56. 3,551 white women had abortions. Black women, 2,809. Again, we are looking at 3,351 versus 2,809. That is a difference of 368 between the two. A population that outnumbers them, 56 to 12%. That is an alarming rate. Now, it's not about, does it matter, Reese, that it's white versus black? This is how you go extinct, ladies and gentlemen. What's the one thing that we say about the state of Connecticut? It is an older state. And you don't have young people moving in, especially if they are, one, minority, two, if they're poor, and if they're working poor. They either end up leaving, which they are leaving in droves, and have a growing Hispanic community. At this rate, where you can actually measure, like you can actually match up to the largest population in abortion numbers, and your population is infinitesimal compared to that population. Again, 56% versus 12.4%. And you are matching them in abortion numbers. That is insane. 2019. White women, again, same numbers. These are daunting. In 2019, white women, 3,122. Black women, 2,754. In 2021, white women, 2,747. Are you sitting? Sit down. Black women, 3,252. Do we understand each other? 12.4% of the population of women in the state had more abortions than the largest population in the state. Do you understand that? 12.4% versus 56.7% of a population. White women in 2021 had 2,747 abortions. Black women had 3,252. That is an alarming number. We don't really have the exact numbers for 22 and 24. The CDC has not given those numbers yet. We have to FOIA request them in order to get it. I'm not kidding. We have to FOIA request the CDC to get the numbers for 2022 to 2024. I can only assume the reason why is because that number is probably scarier. Non-Hispanic white abortions fell 12% from 2019 to 2021. Non-Hispanic blacks rose 18%. Now, do you remember? I remember this. But do you remember when everybody said the reason why we got rid of Roe v. Wade was because they were so concerned about white babies being aborted? Remember that? And guess what? There, for some odd reason, has appeared to be a boom of black folks having abortions. I thought the whole problem was that black people were having babies every which way but loose. It turns out, for some odd reason, they were running to an abortion clinic. It was like going to the mall, apparently. And in the state of Connecticut, with those kind of population numbers, hell, 20 years, we can see that number go under 10%. In fact, I predict it. I predict that the African American community will drop to 10% in 20 years. I'm stating it right now, if not before. The fact that that number kept growing and growing and growing. And again, I kept looking at it, just going, there's no way. I had to look at it 3 times. I had to look at that number 3 times. How could 12% of the population have more abortions than the largest? We're talking about a population that's 4 times its size. 4 times its size. And they're aborting their babies. Again, still, I can't get it. Still don't get it. Somebody's going to have to explain it to me. And my concern for it is like, how am I the bad guy? I have the concern for it, but I'm the lunatic here, and I can't figure it out. It's 180 degrees out of phase. Makes no sense. But there you all are. There you all are, and saying, you know, and crazy part about it is, guess what the argument always is? Oh, the white folks do it. Yeah. What are you beating them for? What do you say? It's not a race. It's insane. We got to take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Herbie Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here again. Over the years, I've seen way too many timeshare exit companies pop up, take folks' money, and disappear. I just saw an ad from an exit company started by a couple of bozos that used to work for me. My advice, don't hire bozos out fire. Want out of your timeshare? I'll send you our free timeshare exit info kit explaining your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free kit. 800-329-3737. That's 800-329-3737.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let me get to the phones real quick. I want to take a few before I go to break. Let's go with Gerald, who's calling in from Hartford. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Reese.
What's up?
Yeah, I would have to say, you might be right about, black Americans overall, but the black population, say in Africa, it's actually booming. And so I don't think you have too much there to worry about if you're worried about, black births.
Are you saying that because they're black births in Africa, that in essence those folks will end up in the United States, so the black population will in essence sort of flourish back in the United States?
Well, what I'm saying is if you're concerned about just, race, you have nothing to worry about. If you're concerned about black Americans, well, that's a different story, yeah.
Yes, I'm concerned about the African-American race in the country because what I believe, and this is an interesting part about all of this, right? So when you hear people talking about diversity or inclusion or about a seat at the table, when you see that there is an active effort within the community, and this is of their own doing, right? I'm not saying there's some sort of ominous figure out there that's destroying black families or killing their babies or creating chaos in the streets. What I'm saying is that there is no concerted effort in the black community to stop poisoning the well of their own population. And that is through abortion, through crime, through murder. The murder rates in the African-American community are obnoxious. The fact that the abortion rates are getting so high within the African community and it's such a small population is obnoxious. And the point is that there's no focus on it while they keep screaming about how important it is for us to be in the conversation or have a seat at the table. They're diminishing their ranks.
No, I mean, there's nothing there I can't disagree with you on.
Well, thank you.
I would just say that, what you're worried about right now with the black American population is probably what the case will be for the white American population. I
don't like, listen, with all due respect, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that abortions in general are celebrated as if they were, taking a trip to Disney World. That's in and of itself an issue. What I'm pointing out is the hypocrisy that is going on in the African-American community. We're saying that, look, we're becoming extinct, and then ignoring the things that are making them extinct, which is, again, by their own hands.
No, I agree. There's nothing I can disagree with you on that. Unfortunately, a lot of it's due to ignorance.
Indeed.
And the fact that, you had the race hustlers and whatnot. You just had Jesse Jackson who passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And, those individuals, if you look to them as being leaders and spokesmen for your community, well, I mean, it kind of leads to this because...
Indeed.
So I agree with you. There's not much you can do at this point. I mean, it looks like slowly, at least black men in this country are slowly waking up to... what's happening, since they turned out in bigger numbers than they ever have in decades.
That's the beauty. You know what is the beauty of it? I'll tell you this. I like the fact, and you pointing it out is absolutely the point that I'm making. I know that sentiment is growing within the African-American community, that they are no longer being race hustled into diminishing their ranks. They are realizing that the wool has been pulled over their eyes for so many years, and that's promising.
By the way, do you ever are you familiar with Jason Whitlock?
Yes, of course.
Well, I love him. I watch him just about every day, and he's been great on this whole subject matter. And he says that a big problem is that black women have too much say in the black community, and they're the ones who are really running it rather than the black. And the men have to reestablish, their
role in. Yep, exactly. Listen to me. There must be a leadership switch within the African American community where the fathers are in charge and men are in charge again, and get out of the matriarchy. And that's been prevalent within the African American community over the last 50 years.
And the other thing I have to say is, unlike most other races in the world, the one that actually is really shrinking is the white. Oh
no, I'm well aware of that too. I got to take a hard break, but thank you. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah. You got it. Let's go to let's get to our first check on traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. This traffic report is being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. And if you are on the southbound side of I-91 coming into Hartford, look for delays now as you move down between exit 34 and 32A and B in Hartford. South of downtown, you're moving pretty well. Just a little tap of the brakes down by exit 28. And again, some sluggish traffic approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. Westbound 84 is tight, approaching the Oakley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound, delays 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. If you're 2 westbound, you're tied up at East Hartford, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound into Middletown is slowing, approaching the Aragoni Bridge. A little tight in Waterbury, 84 westbound from exit 22 up to the Mixmaster. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Mostly cloudy the remainder of today. A few breaks in the overcast. High 41, then some cloudiness today, low 29. Cloudy tomorrow with occasional snow, sleet, and rain in the afternoon, accumulating and coating to an inch, mostly on non-paved surfaces. High tomorrow 37. Mixed precipitation likely going to just rain tomorrow evening, then staying cloudy the rest of tomorrow night, low 32. Mostly cloudy Saturday, high 39. Snow moving into the area on Sunday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Cloudy skies and 40 degrees. And what a finish at the Winter Olympics in Italy, with the U.S. down 1-0 in the gold medal women's game to Canada. Late in the third, Captain Hillary Knight scored the tying goal. The Americans pulled their goalie to give them the extra skater. Then in overtime, Megan Keller scored the gamer to give the USA a 2-1 win and the gold medal over Canada. A knife-wielding suspect was shot and killed by a Hartford police officer today. The incident occurred at an apartment complex at 990 Capitol Avenue. Police were assisting in an evaluation when the suspect pulled a knife. Lieutenant Aaron Boisford says 2 officers were checked out.
2 that are being evaluated. Okay, doesn't seem like they were injured during the altercation. Just the subject of that evaluation. Okay, we have a knife on scene.
The Inspector General has taken over the lead in that investigation. 4 suspects are in custody following an early morning home invasion in Fairfield. Police say suspects broke into a home on Candlewood Road around 2:30 this morning.
It was a home invasion as of right now. Everything unfolded around 2:30 a.m. We responded pretty quickly, and were able to take 1 custody into without incident relatively early on, and then from there we believe 3 other assailants were involved.
Police detective there in Fairfield, Jason Takis, says one of the suspects was found in Hamden. The police activity forced a shelter in place for a time. That has since been lifted. Some schools in town, though, were closed as a result. New Haven's revising its confidential informant program to help solve crimes. This in wake of word earlier this year that former Chief Carl Jacobson allegedly stole $10,000 from the fund before he ultimately filed for retirement. An investigation is ongoing. A new policy will be implemented with assistance from a Performance Executive Research Forum, PERF. This is Mayor Justin Ellicker to explain.
The second thing we're announcing is a new temporary confidential informant special order for the confidential informant program to allow this critical work to continue, because as I mentioned earlier, it's very, very important to the success of our ability to solve crimes, and we want to ensure that this program continues operating while PERF does its work to assess our previous policy and provide us recommendations for a new long-term policy.
In addition, more regular audits, monthly, quarterly, and yearly, will be undertaken. Program set to resume in the next couple of weeks. Former Prince Andrew under arrest in the UK. Officials say he is being investigated for providing Jeffrey Epstein with confidential information. Sky Roberts is the brother of Virginia Giuffre, the woman who took her own life last year and was trafficked by Epstein, allegedly to Andrew.
You know, I'm incredibly hopeful that this investigation is thoroughly sought through and that we see some sort of outcome of this and transparency from the royal family, and hopefully it inspires change here.
Andrew says he never knew Giuffre. Her family says Andrew was never a prince. State Republicans proposing an inspector general position for the legislature, similar to how the IG works to investigate police use of force cases. This role would oversee decisions made on state spending, hiring decisions, and political appointments. Southington Republican Senator Rob Sampson lists some recent scandals that ended in legal challenges or discipline.
You talk about Costas Diamantis, you talk about the chancellor of the university system. These are all Democratic appointees in a Democratic administration. That is the common denominator. We are experiencing what happens when you have one party in control of state government for decades at a time.
State Senate President Martin Looney made a dig at the Trump administration, then made general denouncement of political corruption.
We will be working with the governor to look at areas where we think greater oversight might be necessary, and we are certainly willing to have that discussion. There's certainly nothing that we are looking to do that in any way would protect or condone wrongdoing.
Wall Street, the Dow down 267 points today. The NASDAQ down 70. S&P lost 19. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, brain fog, low sex drive, and it makes it tough to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is important to our overall health and well-being. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if some or all of those symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. But more than this, we can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. Coming up real soon, we are going to have John Flynn, who is in the studio. We'll talk to him about his ordeal in the last couple of months. I think it's been now. We'll talk to him. We'll get to, of course, all of your phone calls. Now, I know everybody is on here from Bob to Patty to Ken. If you guys can wait, stick around there because I've got a guest and I want to talk to him, and I've got so much stuff to get into, and I may have to get to you folks later. I would more or less tell you to come back and try again within the next half an hour or so. But I really want to get into it with John here. Plus, John and I have never had an interview together before. And, I'll put it this way. John reminds me of somebody, and I'm going to bring it up to him, and I'm going to see what he says to me when I bring it up to him. Because it's a compliment as well as he might not take it as a compliment. But I hope he understands that it's not a bad thing. It's an endearing thing. We'll get to that with him in a second. We'll talk about, of course, 1, what happened to him, 2, what he's working on. Some of the controversy that is related to some of the stuff that he's gotten into. And we'll try to have a sort of thought-provoking conversation about what he's done because a lot of people love him and support him. and are concerned about people coming after him in a way. He sort of embodies what a lot of people in the state believe is not just a conspiracy, but a conspiracy to shut people down. And that's the reason why he's here. When my listeners tell me that I should be talking to someone, I trust you, and that's why he's here. And so I guess he will either convince me or not of exactly what he's talking about, but I'm going to give him a chance to do that. You do know, like, there's no cursing. I've seen your stuff. You're a very very polite and well-mannered individual. But don't now. Yeah, but not here. I'll protect the license. We'll get to him in a little bit. Let's get another check of our weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you are heading on the southbound side of 91, delays in Hartford from 34 down to 32 A&B. Another bump down by exit 28, Hartford Weathersfield line. Sluggish again, approaching 19 down to 17 in the Wilbur Cross Parkway. If you're on the westbound side of 84, slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound, typically slow 44 down into the tunnel. 291 through 84, okay, 2 eastbound, moving well into Glastonbury. 9 northbound, slowing Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84, some sluggish traffic in Waterbury as you move between exit 25 and the Mixmaster. 91 in the Parkway, okay, toward New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
Stay mostly cloudy the rest of this afternoon. High 41. And mostly cloudy tonight, low 29. Tomorrow cloudy. There'll be some snow, sleet, and eventually rain tomorrow afternoon. Before any rain, there could be a slushy covering to as much as an inch on non-paved surfaces. Tomorrow's high 37. Mostly rain tomorrow evening. That'll end later tomorrow night. Staying cloudy and a low of 32. Mostly cloudy Saturday, high 39. Then cloudy on Sunday. Snow developing and a high of 37. Snow likely will continue Sunday night into Monday, and 2 to 4 inches could accumulate. Right now it is 39 degrees in Avon. It's 40 in Plymouth and 41 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
History. What you know about Black history?
Odyssey Harper celebrates Black History Month
Let me refresh your memory.
by honoring icons of excellence.
Benjamin Banneker, considered by many to be the first African-American scientist. Banneker was raised on a Maryland tobacco farm and was largely self-taught in the sciences. By age 24, he engineered and constructed a striking clock made entirely of wood. Banneker later taught himself astronomy, published a successful series of almanacs, and was even appointed to help survey the land that became Washington, D.C.
History. What you know about Black history?
Odyssey Harper celebrates Black History Month
Let me refresh your memory.
by honoring icons of excellence.
Brought to you with pride by Goodwin University.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish, and you can have them too.
It's Filet-O-Fish season. Get 2 for $6 or 2 10-piece McNuggets for $6 or mix and match. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back. We are live. It's Reese on the Radio. My guest today is none other than, I guess, a fan favorite to a lot of folks who listen here. Mr. John Flynn is here.
Thank you, Reese.
I appreciate you. Now, you are a controversial figure. It goes without saying. You are going after some big names for a lot of things. Primarily, I think your focus has been a lot on not just fraud, but bribery and just malfeasance all across the state. People consider you a freedom fighter. I think one of my listeners, whom I trust, is very, very confident that the stuff that you bring to light are things that not only that other people aren't talking about, but should be talking about, but you allegedly, but they say that that in essence that you are bringing to light things that are important and relevant. You do have your critics. In fact, one of the critics I spoke to of you actually said glowing things about you. If
Critics
you believe
are
it or
great.
not. No, but this person said, which I thought was a great compliment, is that John goes after things in a way that most people don't, and it can be reckless. However, it doesn't mean that he's not pulling at the right thread. That is a criticism I know that you get a lot. What do you say to that criticism? Because in essence, it's kind of a left-handed compliment. They're not saying that you're a bad guy. You do.
Oh, yes.
Right. And
I get them thinking.
what do you say to those people who say that you go about it the wrong way? Because, look, you're talking to Reese on the Radio.
A lot of the people don't know the facts.
Right.
And they haven't done a deep dive.
Right.
They don't know who they don't know who Judge Horn is. They don't know who Judge Nathan is. They don't know who Judge Reed is. They don't know who Judge Oliver is. And they don't follow what's going on in the courtroom,
Right.
which nobody follows.
Yeah, so it's
because no
those are
lawyer
deep dives.
can talk about it.
Yeah.
They'll never be hired again.
No, it's a deep dive, and that's the thing that you are commended for. In fact, when people talk about you, is that you really, really do get into what many would consider the boring weeds, but you go in there nonetheless. It's like because you find it relevant. It's like,
It's
look,
relevant.
I'm sorry that this may be long and drawn out,
right.
but it's important to, like, in order for you to understand, I need you to understand every intricate detail into why this is going here and this is going there and why this is happening. So that's why I say it's a good left-handed compliment in the sense of, and I think what they're talking about is not just the information that you give, but it is like lawsuits, things like that, and people are saying that those things are sort of not just heavy-handed, but I'll use the term they use, reckless.
It's not reckless, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at everything we're doing, which is a lot of different things, we just intervened in the Dooley case, which is the DOJ going after Stephanie Thomas. I intervened because they have no idea what happened, the DOJ. I've been complaining to the DOJ for 25 years. I was a whistleblower against Bernie Madoff. Guess what? We never got an answer. I filed a 125-page report back in 2001. The guy died last year. No input from the FBI. Nothing. We have 1,200 cash stolen checks. The problem with the stolen checks in that case is that attorneys cashed them and then claimed to be my attorney that I don't know. So when we went to court, they said, oh, this is protected by attorney-client privilege. I said, excuse me? How? I don't know this person. I never wrote them a check. And how could there be 1,300 of them? That's a lot.
These are checks that you were supposed to be awarded, or?
No, this is my checkbook.
Oh, your checkbook.
Ordered. Now, keep in mind, Bank America, Jim Himes' largest donor. Okay. Jim Himes is perhaps allegedly.
Is that a fact? Is that, by the way, is that his largest donor?
I have 350 lawsuits over it.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm not putting it in
When you say his largest donor, what do you think?
Bank America.
No, I understand that, but you're saying that.
Well, this year, no, he's got 4 other ones that are bigger.
Well, saying that
it's every year.
Saying that they're his largest donor is saying that the reason why, because you've gone after Jim Himes and Bank of America, so you're saying that somewhat they're in cahoots.
No,
in
I
your
think
view.
the Bank of America came first, and then Jim Himes.
Came
was elected
after.
in 2009.
Okay.
And then he stalled the investigation for 5 years.
Allegedly.
And
But I have all the documents, so I can.
Okay.
I'm not worried about anybody
unless
suing
it's
me.
adjudicated. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just
put
saying.
you at risk.
Thank you. You ain't putting me at risk.
That's right.
It's allegedly.
All right.
Cool.
That's my middle name.
Just so everybody, I just want to make sure that everybody knows. Allegedly. And I'm going to put it at the end of every sentence. Anyway.
Exactly.
Let's get to the crux of why you're here, because of course, one of our listeners brought it up to me a couple of weeks ago and then followed up with me and said, hey, had we gotten anywhere? And I was doing a lot of background because I didn't want to I didn't want to come in here sort of like
let me give you the background.
Well, hear me out.
Cool.
I kind of want to direct this as in for my own reason. I just want to make sure that we're structurally doing this the right way. So the way it was presented to me was that you were being unjustly held in a mental facility against your will.
Correct.
And they had lured you in by suggesting you had committed a crime to only get you into a facility, and then those charges were dropped.
False arrest.
It was right. That
they said I threatened to blow up the Bridgeport court.
Okay. Yes, I heard about that.
That's D.A. Hallstrom.
Right. So
he should be in jail.
So they said that because of this threat, that this, at least the way
that was one of them.
There's
no, many.
Right. The way that
the first threat was that I threatened Judge White, who I've never contacted ever, never spoken to him, never emailed him, never called him, nothing.
Right. And so this was sort of the precipice into charging you with something to get you into a mental facility.
So they said they had a warrant from Judge White, which doesn't exist. They never had it. They completely lied.
There's no record of this.
There is none.
Okay.
They're on record saying there is none.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry. But when the state police says, I have a warrant for your arrest, come in.
Yeah.
You're saying, well, how's that possible? What's the charge?
Right.
You know?
Now,
criminal trespass. I never criminally trespassed anywhere.
So my understanding is that when they grabbed you, where were you
I was in court.
Right. You were in court.
I had a court order to be in court.
Okay.
So I went to court on 12/1/2023.
That's correct. Okay.
I went in the metal detector. I stood under the camera, knowing where the camera was.
Right.
And then I got assaulted and robbed. And they stole my bag. I had a witness. Okay, I have a witness.
Are you talking about the people who were X-raying you at the?
No. I'm talking about the chief marshal gave instruction to a guy named Gonzalez, who's the chief marshal in Bridgeport.
Okay.
Judicial marshal.
Did you hear those instructions? Or are you alleging those instructions?
I talked to everybody all the time.
Okay.
What happened was you have a right to have a phone as long as it's not on.
Okay.
You can't record in the courtroom without the judge's permission.
Sure.
Well, my phone was off in my bag.
Okay.
And I ask every time I go to court for permission to record in court.
Okay.
Why? Because they're denying me the transcripts.
Okay.
So here we are.
So you just wanted
Here we are. We have a
personal
DA saying, Johnny Flynn threatened Judge White. I'm like, I never threatened Judge White. I said, not happening.
Right. So you wanted a record of that to make sure that no one could accuse you of something.
So here you go. You can't get the court records.
Right.
I can't get a single police report since 2000 from anywhere.
Before we go off to the weeds, I really want to understand this whole thing about, so the arrest takes place.
Right. So let me
talk
explain.
to me a little bit about that.
Okay. They arrest you, and then they say we need a 5456D, which is a court to have Dumas evaluate you for mental health.
Okay.
Okay.
So in essence, because of the so-called threat, to find out if you're mentally
right. They're like, hey, Mr. Flynn, you own a firearm? No.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Flynn. Are you a danger to yourself? No. Are you a danger to anybody else? No.
Right.
You're like, okay, so what's going on? Well, I was running for U.S. Senate at the time.
Right.
And I was very open, and I have many cases that we've worked on.
Right.
And I sued Richard Blumenthal, Murphy, Himes in 2022 for election fraud. I'm alleging a lot of serious things.
Sure.
Okay, so, and then I sued the Secretary of State quite often. And sorry, I mean, I collected signatures to get into the Senate race. I gave them to them. They destroyed them. They gave them to Hearst Media. They wrote a smear campaign.
Okay.
The same smear campaign they used on Ethan Book. Okay. The same smear campaign they used on other
Before
people.
we get into the weeds on this,
Right.
I just want to get to the arrest part, because this is important.
Right.
So you get to the to the courthouse.
I get a phone call from the state police.
Okay.
Okay, we want to arrest you over a YouTube video.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I say, okay. That's my video.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy was wronged. there's a guy in the video was sitting next to me, and we had a lady on the phone. And the discussion, was about the Stanford Superior Court being, as according to Ronald Reagan, the most corrupt city in America is Stanford.
Okay.
So we went down the road of the guy being a whistleblower.
Okay.
Sam Magliari. Okay. He's in jail 575 days.
Okay.
Illegally.
Right.
He didn't commit a crime. He committed a misdemeanor.
Right.
Okay. So how do you hold a guy?
So you're having this conversation on a
with
YouTube
him.
video,
With
and
him.
this is the thing that this is the thing that they're saying you committed a crime.
Correct.
What was
I
the
urge
crime?
everyone to go and watch it.
Okay.
It's on YouTube.
We couldn't find it.
I never took it down.
Okay, we
It's
couldn't
still
find
out
it.
there.
So wait a minute. So they say that video is the commission of a crime.
Right.
And that is the reason why they have a warrant for your arrest.
Right. And you may not want me on the show to go down that road.
Okay.
Because-
No.
because-
It's just because I need to get to this. There's a
Right.
reason why I'm asking this.
Okay.
So they go down to the courthouse, and this is where they bring you in. Now, apparently, we went to go look this up. We were having a hard time finding this, but again, you're being charged with the crime. You're arrested. You were taken to, I'm assuming, a holding cell of some sort.
The basement.
Okay. How does this end up in a mental facility?
Then they took me to Bridgeport Correctional.
Okay.
Put me in a cell.
Okay.
Okay. I'm diabetic.
Okay.
So first I was denied
medical
insulin,
treatment. Yeah,
insulin for 50 days.
Wow.
Which is
That's
I'm
dangerous,
type 1.
isn't
I'm
it?
type 1.
Okay.
So when they tested me at Whiting, which is where they sent me,
Right.
my A1C was 11.9, which is the highest recorded number in history.
Yeah.
So here we go. They denied me basic constitutional
care.
Medical care.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't have a single record from my 149-day incarceration at Whiting where they gave me Zyprexa. Now, do you know what Zyprexa is? Any idea?
No familiar.
It's called the diabetic killer.
Oh.
So when they took me off insulin or regulated it, and then they gave me what's called the diabetic killer. There's a book called The Zyprexa Papers. You should read it. Eli Lilly lost a $1.4 billion lawsuit. 17 states outlawed Zyprexa, but Connecticut uses it.
Okay.
So now it's
Allegedly.
not for diabetics. No, it's wide open. You can,
Okay.
There's
Well,
cases.
okay, so they take this criminal charge to then take you into a
Dumas.
Right.
For the 5456D, which is common.
Right.
So
Okay.
what happens is if you plead not guilty in the state of Connecticut,
Yes.
they don't want to go to trial. They would prefer you be mentally evaluated.
Okay, right.
So
let's
that you're
talk about
incompetent to go to court.
Okay.
So if you're self-litigant, you're pro se.
Yeah.
They don't want a case
Okay.
because what they want you to agree to is that you are schizophrenic.
How do they do that?
That's what they did. What happens is they said, Mr. Flynn, you never ran for U.S. Senate. Why are you maintaining that you ran for U.S. Senate? I said, I ran twice, not once. Oh, really? Yeah, I got 57,962 signatures to get on the ballot the first time. And I got 69,900 to get on against Murphy. Well, they disappeared.
Oh, and so because of that, you're hallucinating.
Exactly.
Wow.
So here we go. They went down this road for days. Mr. Flynn, you're having delusions.
Wow.
You're having hallucinations. I said, really? You go, yeah. When you were a child, you had ADHD. I said, no, I didn't. They said, yeah.
Please tell me that this is
I'm
the
serious.
most craziest thing I've ever
hold
heard.
On.
Okay.
Now, Dumas went after me in 2013 as well. Except that they sent. I was working. I bought a foreclosure in East Haven.
Okay.
I gutted it. I was renovating it. I was going to make it an office for my brokerage firm.
Okay.
I went there. There was a gunman. There was a guy with an axe in my basement. Threatened me. Turns out he was a informant for the New Haven Police Department.
Allegedly.
And his name allegedly was Richard Filippelli.
Okay.
And he allegedly had 77 arrests at the time.
Okay.
So it got ugly. Dumas attacked me, and I said, hold on a second. This is your guy. Here he is. This is what he's been doing. He just got arrested, truthfully, for robbing a Motel 6 at gunpoint, and he got $250. I said, so here you go. You think I'm crazy? I'll see you in court. I'm not afraid to go to court.
Well, apparently you're not, because you seem to be like the lawsuit king.
Right. Now I want to tell you what the case we're currently serving is.
Okay, you got about 35 seconds if you can do that. Otherwise,
Okay.
we can wait till we get to the other side.
Cool.
You want to wait till we get to the other side, or you want to do it now?
35 seconds.
Go for it.
Okay, so we went after ChatGTP today, and we've gone after approximately 10 people a day. We gave it out to numerous marshals to be served. We have 650 defendants. We started with Blumenthal and Murphy. They're served. We started with the Commission on Corruption and Judge White, Judge Reed, Judge Meyer, Judge Hallstrom, DA Hallstrom. We added other DAs. We're adding state's attorneys now. We added Corradino. He's going to find out on this radio call. Too bad.
Well, all right. When we come back, I'll talk to you about a lot of the election stuff that I've seen the videos of, because I want to get to the bottom of that. But I wanted to let everybody know that you were safe and you were sound and you were out and you're working. So that's important. Give us a minute. We'll be back. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're southbound 91, Hartford delays 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 to 28. Another bump as you move into Meriden, 19 down to exit 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Westbound 84 tied up approaching the Boakley Bridge out to 46 Sisson Avenue. Eastbound 84 is slowing just after 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 291, 384, okay, 2 eastbound moving well, Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound, again, some slow traffic, 34 New Britain up to 37 in the 72 interchange. If you're traveling westbound 84 into Waterbury, I've got some tight traffic now, approaching 23 to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 in Cheshire, a little slow by the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Ollie's deals are so good, you won't believe the prices.
This has to be a joke.
It's no joke. Ollie's Bargain Outlet sells famous brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices. Hurry in.
Ollie! Good stuff, cheap!
WTIC weather.
Yeah, we're as hot as the rest of this afternoon. High 41. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 29. Tomorrow cloudy with occasional snow and sleet in the afternoon mixing with rain. The snow and sleet can accumulate a slushy coating to an edge, especially on non-paved surfaces. High tomorrow 37. Pretty much just rain in the area tomorrow evening. That'll end later tomorrow night. It'll stay cloudy, low 32, and mostly cloudy as we start the weekend Saturday, high 39. Sunday cloudy with snow at times, especially from midday on. Sunday's high 37. The periods of snow Sunday night into Monday, most likely accumulating 2 to 4 inches before ending later Monday afternoon. Low Sunday night 28. Monday's high 35, so clearing Monday night and colder, dropping a low of 20. Mostly sunny and cold Tuesday, high 36. Very cold Tuesday night, partly cloudy, a low of 12. And becoming cloudy on Wednesday. Could be some snow, sleet, and rain Wednesday afternoon, high 37. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30. Hartford temperature is 39 degrees under cloudy skies. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Megan Keller scored the winning goal in overtime as the U.S. defeated Canada 2-1 in the women's gold medal hockey game at the Winter Olympics in Italy. Keller's game winner came after the Americans pulled their goalie late in the third period to allow Captain Hillary Knight to tie the score at 1, sending the game into the extra period. Man is dead. State Inspector General is now investigating after Hartford police shot a man during a mental health evaluation. Police say he pulled a knife prior to the officers opening fire. 2 officers were evaluated, but none of them was injured. In Fairfield, some tense moments early this morning. 4 men were taken into custody, 1 in Hamden, after police there say they pulled off an armed home invasion on Candlewood Road. Police activity forced a shelter in place for a time. That has since been lifted, and the closure of some schools. The investigation is ongoing. New Haven's restarting its confidential informant policy with some changes. The announcement was made this afternoon in wake of the program being temporarily shut down after it was found the former police chief was tapping into the fund. And Iran and the U.S. both applying naval pressure to the talks over Tehran's nuclear program. Tehran held drills today with Russia. In the meantime, the Americans brought another aircraft carrier closer to the Mideast, the USS Gerald R. Ford. The movements of additional American warships and planes in the region don't guarantee a U.S. strike on Iran. On Wall Street, the Dow lost, 267 points, and NASDAQ dropped 70, and the S&P shed 19. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right. Quick break before we get back into weather and traffic with Mark Christopher. John Flynn is my guest here. I'm going to say right off the bat, John, because I keep it real here, it is a mixed bag of this guy is off his meds to some other guys are saying he is absolutely over the target. And I'm going to say thank you, Adam12, for texting me this because I forgot to say it to you. So you know who you remind me of? And it's one of my favorite movies back in the day. Do you remember
Don't say Full Metal Jacket.
No.
Okay.
Do you remember the Mel Gibson movie called Conspiracy Theory?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry's character.
Oh, yeah.
You remind me so
come on.
much of him.
Come on.
No. But I'm telling you that is to me, that's a term of endearment because what does everybody realize at the end of the film? Jerry knew exactly what he was talking about. Everybody thought he was whack-a-doodle and he was off his meds and off his rocker. And then sure enough, this guy was everything he was saying was absolutely real.
I'm glad
so I
you
mean
said
that. I mean that in the most respectful way ever. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the stuff that you say has got me kind of going. All right. I mean, but again, that is one part of it is my own ignorance and also my own skepticism. That's again, I can't be faulted for that because look, with all due respect, John,
it's a learning curve.
Yeah, some of the stuff that you say some people can listen to it and just go. Nah, I believe in conspiracy theory too, but this guy's too much.
You'll never believe.
I know.
And that are absolutely 100% correct.
But you know what? But that is our own cognitive dissonance that allows us to do that. Some of it may be off the wall. I think, to be honest with you, you are like a handful of darts. And in some ways, and this is how you've been described, you're a handful of darts and you're throwing them and you get 2 out of 3, maybe 1 out of 5 right. And because you're everywhere, you really have a lot of irons burning.
If you were a computer programmer, you would understand how Danbury hacked Pennsylvania in the 2020 election. And you can laugh all you want. Allegedly. So it's allegedly. So what? It's about to be proven.
Listen, look, there may be this. This is what I'm hoping, John. There's going to be a day. I really do. I'm hoping this for you because I kind of root for you.
Cool.
There's one of these days where we're all going to have to sit back and guess what? We're going to have to kiss your patootie.
It's soon.
You know what I mean? We're going to have to say, all right, dude, I'm sorry. We should have never doubted you. I'm really hoping that for you because, listen, I'm one of these guys who's just like, I don't want to be fooled again. At the same time, I don't want to. I've been the most reluctant conspiracy theorist there is. Like, people will throw conspiracy theory at me, and I'm like,
hey.
Man, I'm just not that guy.
There's a reason why I just served Looney, Bob Duff, and 30 other state reps.
You see, first of all,
See?
you're
Now
suing.
now they're all
You're
gonna
suing
find
people
out.
I can't stand.
So here we go.
So I have to kind of root for you.
Hello.
No, I'm serious here.
And by the way, I also sued Rob Sampson.
Look,
he is the election chair of the GOP.
Wow. You don't have to sell me anymore, okay?
Okay.
When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about some of the investigative work that you've been doing.
Good.
Allegedly, that says
Yes.
that a lot of these elections have been stolen. I even want to ask you about some of the stuff that's hit the news. So stand by for that.
Cool.
We got more John Flynn when we return right here on Reese On The Radio. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you are heading into Hartford on the southbound side of 91, look for delays 33 down to 32 A&B, and again, delays 27 to 28. Hartford Weathersteel line. Looks like we have an accident now on Middletown 91 northbound between exit 20 and 21, right on the Middletown Cromwell line. The shoulders are closed on both sides of the highway, so definitely use caution there, and you'll see a little bit of a delay as you move up on exit 20 up to that accident. Now, westbound 84, tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slows about a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 291 through 84, okay. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. Heading into Waterbury, westbound 84, you're tied up 23 to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 in Cheshire slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway delays from 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
Traffic is brought to you by the Heyman Law Firm.
If you or a loved one has been the victim of medical malpractice, know that you are not alone. Call 1-800-HEYMAN and they will get you the answers and advice you deserve. Attorney John Heyman is your legal authority in medical malpractice. Call 1-800-HEYMAN.
WTIC weather.
Mostly cloudy the rest of this afternoon, high 41, and stay mostly cloudy tonight with the low of 29. Cloudy tomorrow with occasional snow, sleet, and eventually rain during the afternoon. The snow and sleet could leave a slushy covering to as much as an inch, high of 37. Periods of rain tomorrow evening, then lingering clouds. For late tomorrow night, a low of 32. Mostly cloudy as we start the weekend. Saturday, high 39, but we do believe snow will move into the area during the day on Sunday. Right now it is 39 degrees in Chester. It's 40 in Manchester and 41 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Looking to retire with confidence? Get the answers you need. Tune in to Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman. Sunday mornings at 9:30 on NewsTalk WTIC AM. Strategies, insights, and smart retirement talk. Don't miss it.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit TreeWiseGuysCT.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's TreeWiseGuysCT.com. NewsTalk.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
We're back. It's Reese on the Radio. We're here with John Flynn hanging out with us. I got to admit, it's a pleasure to meet you. I have watched a few of your videos in the past, and I didn't know who you were or what you really represented. But, of course, through my listeners who are always haranguing me about what's going on in Connecticut, they're always like, you got to check out this guy. You got to check out this woman. And I'm learning so much about some of the and I use this term loosely when I say personalities, if it were, in the state who are intriguing and compelling. You definitely sit up on the top of the list.
Well, I have 7,000 videos now.
Okay.
So the top 100 are certainly worth watching.
Okay.
I mean, my favorites are insanely good.
If you do say
but
so
you know
yourself.
what? I don't get any views. You may not understand what CI disinformation at CIsecurity.org is. So Chris Murphy's in charge of the GEC budget, which is misinformation.
Okay.
So they make
we still have that in here, even with this administration.
They kicked me off Twitter 3 times.
No, I'm saying we have that in the federal government.
We have
even
2 paid professionals on the state of Connecticut.
Oh, it's in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah,
okay. I thought it was a federal
Rosenberg
thing. Okay.
Hired a guy, who his job as a Democrat is to watch conservatives on Twitter and report them, for arrest.
Really?
Honestly, that's what they did to me.
Allegedly.
There's a guy named There's a guy named Todd.
Okay. Just some guy named Todd. Some of these names are incredible. So his
works for Twitter.
Right. His job is supposed to be keeping an eye on conservative or anything that is sort of anti-Democrat, and in essence,
anything about vaccines, period.
Okay, really, just vaccine stuff.
Anything.
Really?
Now here we go. The jab is not a vaccine.
Okay.
I was a biotechnology analyst.
Okay.
So they went after me.
Is there anything you didn't do?
I was
John?
an analyst for 4 years.
Okay.
From 1997 to 2001.
Okay.
And we put a buy on Regeneron at 20. And I bought 8,000 shares.
I have no idea what that means.
Regeneron is a stock in Tarrytown.
Okay.
And now it went up to 1,177.
Okay.
But the shares are missing.
But I don't want to listen. We're gonna go nuts here. We'll go in so many different directions. I wish, like I said, maybe sometimes I always say to myself, maybe I should do sort of a post Reese on the Radio, so I could just do kind of like what Rogan does, like 3 hours of just talking.
Exactly.
But I'm so limited in time here. So a lot of the stuff that you have done in the past, and what most people pay attention to you for, tell me if I'm wrong, is sort of your election interference data gathering.
Right.
And my wife and I have watched a couple of your videos, and you have made a lot of assertions about a lot of organizations, a lot of people. That document that you just gave me, a lot of assertions and a lot of accusations about individuals and companies. Yep. And in many cases, the videos that you have put out have suggested that actual votes are being flipped and switched, that interstate interdiction of voting is going on. I think you made an allegation that was associated with Oklahoma, Connecticut to Oklahoma.
Yep.
Like, what are those 2 states doing with
Nevada?
Okay.
I alleged that that Pima County and Maricopa County in Arizona were hacked by Connecticut. period.
By Connecticut group.
Yes.
Right. In order
And
to.
Georgia was hacked twice.
Now, you're saying that, and if I'm getting this correct, you are alleging that the Maricopa County hacking was involved with the Kerry Lake election. Is that the one you're talking about? Or are you talking about the one with Gallo?
I'm saying the 2020.
Oh, you're talking about the 2020 election? Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the federal
totally
election.
Yeah.
Okay, not the local election. Okay. I wasn't sure exactly what you meant by that. Okay, so the 2020 election. Now, look, I'll admit, I'll even concede that the president is going after, or at least, no, I shouldn't say the government. The DOJ is going after
Stephanie Thomas.
No.
Oh,
in Georgia. Where's the in the Georgia election, because they believe that they have a strong case in that ballot harvesting to prove.
Well, look at Bridgeport.
Yes, that's a great point.
I mean, there's 9 arrests.
Yeah.
There should be 30.
In fact, if I'm correct, Wanda Pataki has well over 100, 90 charges, 90 felony counts.
Excuse me. I tried to press charges against her in 2022 and 2024. Porter didn't do anything about it. And now he's got egg on his face because I was right.
Well, okay, like I said, again, I said eventually we're going to end up, saying thank you, John, for
I
the
told you
light that
a moment ago. I
Yeah.
asked my friends in the 2022 election and the 2024 election to take a picture of their ballot, and they did. So I have thousands of pictures of ballots.
Well, they say you got none.
And they said I got 0. Now, I voted for myself. I can guarantee you that.
You at least
and I took a
got
picture of it. So don't tell me I don't have a single vote.
That is, of course, I'm not going to lie. If you voted for yourself and you were the only guy, it's egregious if you came back with 0 for that matter.
Correct.
It was like John Flynn voted for someone else in the election.
Now, here we go. The people they went after, Sam Magliari, voted for me. He's in jail. Andrew Pritchard had his house stolen by Norwalk, $3.5 million home. He had no mortgage. He's current with his taxes. They foreclosed on him. They created fictitious documents.
Can all this be?
Now, hold on. He voted for me.
Now, look, my guys right now, listen to me. My guys, when they hear this stuff, they're going to be, fact-checking to the boot. I mean,
Go ahead. Hey,
okay.
Here's a better one.
All right.
There's a lady named Heather Lindsay, who was Dr. Ahuja's nurse. Now, Dr. Ahuj is a pain medicine management guy in Stanford and Darien.
Okay.
Who has OD'd many people.
Allegedly.
Thank you. Including his own wife. And
allegedly.
And allegedly his own son.
Thank you. At least they're saying allegedly. Goodness gracious.
It is alleged.
Okay. Anyway, but just making these claims, you have no idea. Stop being dangerous. You can do that on your own show. Don't do dangerous here.
I'm harmless. He's
well, even if he is dangerous, he's allegedly dangerous as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm not going into any of the weeds any further on that.
Yeah. Somebody said fact check it all and be shocked how much of it is true. Like I said, I'm going to do my due diligence. Look, let me tell so everybody understands this, okay? And make this 100% clear. John and I were supposed to have a pre-conversation before he got on, just so I can sort of vet him. But you know what? I knew he was going to show up. I said, I don't know if he's going to show up or not, but I had a feeling that he would. You and I, this is the first time we spoke since you sat in this chair, and I knew in my heart of hearts, I said, this guy is going to be flying without a net. You were going to be a Wallenda brother without a net.
Trapeze artist.
Totally. And I was willing to risk that as long as I made you understand the parameters.
Nice shirt.
Thank you, man. I try really, really hard. By the way, my haters on here who are supposed to be my friends don't like the Smiths. I don't know what's wrong with them. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you because I think you're an interesting guy. Plus, you do have what I can only describe as a significant following who take you very serious.
Hold on. I tried to beat Blumenthal by putting him in jail.
But that's not...
Hold on.
You shouldn't even try
no,
that.
he should be there. Allegedly.
Some people...
Now, here we go. Then I ran against Murphy.
Some people believe
By
that.
the way, Murphy's taking donations from Hamas.
Allegedly.
Fact. Allegedly.
Well, you can't...
I know the guy's name. I researched it.
I heard... Okay, let me say this. There was something that someone mentioned about this because they were, and just to clarify what you said about the whole Hamas thing, was in essence was saying that there were donations that came from, or at least to his campaign, from a source that was somewhat, I guess, connected to Hamas.
Tehran.
Okay, to Tehran. Yeah, exactly. And this is a published report. This is not right. It's not. Let's just say it's not hyperbole. This is an actual report
I called his
that
office
suggests
and he
it.
didn't say no.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know anything about that, but I do know something. There are reports that suggest that some of the donations he's received have come from what many describe as a shady individual that is involved with Tehran.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's other things that have come to light about the cases that we're in that are absolutely insane.
But why are you doing?
Well,
I guess this is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Okay. Why so many lawsuits? And I'm only asking that because that's what people have criticized. It's just like you are kind of all over the place with the lawsuits and the filings.
Many of them are money laundering cases.
Okay. But why? But why are you running
hold on.
these?
I mean, you have the record from the bank and you have the trade ticket and you have and there's no way for them not to agree with you. This is your bank statement. This is the trade you did. Why is it at zero? How did you buy these stocks at zero and steal them from your own client who sold them at zero?
Do you have an axe to grind with them, John, though, or are these legitimate cases? Because I kind of feel this is...
I have a case again for a woman named Elizabeth Harding Weinstein. Do you know who that is?
I'm not familiar.
Okay. She was murdered on July 3rd.
Okay.
It's a very important case.
Okay.
Now, the problem is her husband works for the Second Circuit Court. Was a clerk for a judge where Judge Nathan works.
Okay.
Judge Nathan heard the Epstein case.
Okay.
And overlooked 150,000 emails to Miss Groff, who lives in New Canaan.
Okay.
So here we go.
So I'm trying to understand. So you're filing all of these because...
If no one did the work...
nothing would ever come to light.
Blumenthal's case from 2022 got dismissed. It went to appeal. Judge Nathan heard it. Judge Nathan worked for Obama in 2009 and 10.
Is that confirmed?
Worked for John Kerry. Yeah, you can look her up. She's a staffer.
Okay.
Okay. He made her a judge. Obama made Nathan a judge.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. I don't care what her background
is. That happens.
Okay. But here we go. How do you pardon a woman who booked every Epstein appointment for 19 years and not include her?
Is that confirmed?
Dragnet? Yeah. 19 years.
So is this, to help me understand, because I think you're kind of avoiding my question. Why are you doing all of these filings? Like, what is the reason for all of them? Like, is it because you feel like the system is just so corrupt?
I think there's layers and layers of corruption.
Okay.
Hey, period.
And you feel as
though...
And
I think there are 60 judges that need to go to jail that I know.
And you, in your personal... Like, this is a personal effort by you that says that you are going to right these wrongs no matter what the cost.
No, I started with my own theft of all my assets.
Right.
Now, they robbed my mother and my father and my aunt and my buddy. And my mom passed away in 2016. We don't have her account, her account. So when you look at the fraud that came from Bernie Madoff, I befriended his niece, who told me a lot.
Okay.
So I became a whistleblower.
All right. And this is you just extending that.
Just me against Bernie Madoff.
Right. But what I'm saying is that this has sort of led you down the road where wherever you see this corruption, you're going after. Well, I want my answer. I want my question answered. I'm just saying. Nothing against what you're trying to tell me here.
I've seen what Judge Reed did to people.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you saw it.
No. Listen to me. You and I are on the same. John, you and I are on the same page.
I know.
In the sense of I don't like to see people wronged. But for me, just the way that I am very methodic about clearing up these wrongdoings.
Right.
What I'm asking you here is, before we have to get up out of it, because we got to end it soon. My question to you is if whether or not you are biting off more than you can chew. Because I just, to me, maybe I'm not understanding it. I need that understood for myself.
People look at my record,
okay,
and they say, "Wow, you're a loser. You lost every race you lost every lawsuit you ever filed."
Right.
No, I won every single one because I exposed that shit.
Okay. It's all right. I knew you were going to do it once.
Sorry, bro.
I knew you were going to do it once. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We dropped it. We dumped it. I knew you were going to do it once. No, listen. All I'm saying to you is this. I get it. I know that you are bringing...
When we're off the air, I'll tell you why.
Okay, but
I can't say it on the air.
Oh, you can't? Okay,
No.
fair enough. All right. Well, then you should have just said that instead of me trying to drag it out of you. No, I appreciate you coming in. What I want to do is I want to get an opportunity to have you and I sit, talk.
Anytime, anywhere.
And, maybe break bread.
Drinks
and
on me.
get to know. Well, I don't drink, but we'll
Okay.
still get together. Maybe we'll have some coffee and
Cool.
talk. I think you're an interesting cat.
Anytime you want.
You got it. I think you're an interesting guy. I think that you're relevant to all of this, regardless of what, the controversy
appreciate
may be.
the risk you're taking.
Hey, I know. Trust me.
And believe me, I'm taking risks.
Oh, I know. But I want to thank you for coming. It means everything to me. And I promise you we'll work it out that we can
God
get you
bless
back
you.
here soon. It's an election year, and a lot of folks like you. And I think I like you, too.
Yes, I am running against Times, and I'm not taking donations.
You got it. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. Well, if you're heading southbound 91 into Hartford, look for delays now from exit 34 down to 32 A and B, and then again heavy 27 down to exit 28. And you'll see some more slow traffic as you move down between exit 19 and 17 in Meriden. Northbound side of 91, a little slow by the Middletown rest area. Then a good ride into Hartford. Westbound 84, tied up East Hartford, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to exit, just prior to exit 43 Park Road in West Hartford. A problem on the right shoulder there, creating some attention. 84 eastbound slowing from just after 44 Prospect Oakwood into the area of the downtown tunnel. If you're 2 westbound, you're slowing 1D up to the 84 West Merge. 9 northbound, Middletown's Tight Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. If you're traveling 691 westbound, look for some slow traffic as you move by exit 3 on the westbound side of 691. We had an earlier accident just west of exit 3. I believe that's out of the way now. Westbound 84 is tied up, approaching 22 in Waterbury up to the Mixmaster. And if you're traveling southbound on the Parkway, look for delays now from exit 52 down to exit 50 in Hamden. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Generally cloudy as the rest of this afternoon, high 41. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 29. Tomorrow cloudy with occasional snow and sleet in the afternoon mixing with rain. The snow and sleet can accumulate a slushy coating to an inch, especially on non-paved surfaces, high tomorrow 37. Pretty much just rain in the area tomorrow evening. That'll end later tomorrow night. It'll stay cloudy, low 32, and mostly cloudy as we start the weekend Saturday, high 39. Sunday cloudy with snow at times, especially from midday on. Sunday's high 37. The periods of snow Sunday night into Monday, most likely accumulating 2 to 4 inches before ending later Monday afternoon. Low Sunday night 28. Monday's high 35. So clearing Monday night and colder, dropping a low at 20. We'll see sunny and cold Tuesday, high 36. Very cold Tuesday night, partly cloudy, a low of 12. And becoming cloudy on Wednesday. Could be some snow, sleet, and rain Wednesday afternoon, high 37. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have cloudy skies out there. Temperature is 39 degrees in Hartford. State Office of Inspector General investigating an officer-involved shooting on Thursday in Hartford. According to police, they were called around 10 this morning to assist in an evaluation. This is Hartford Police Lieutenant Aaron Boisfort.
To an apartment at 990 Capitol Avenue to assist Capital Region, who were out there doing a evaluation, a mental evaluation of a subject. At some point during that evaluation, the subject evaluation produced a knife. We know at least one officer fired shots. That subject was transported to an area hospital where unfortunately he's been pronounced deceased.
Boisfort says in addition to the IG, the Hartford Major Crimes and Internal Affairs Divisions, as well as the State's Attorney's Office, are investigating. 4 suspects are in custody following an early morning home invasion in Fairfield. Police say suspects broke into a home on Candlewood Road around 2:30 this morning.
It was a home invasion as of right now. Everything unfolded around 2:30 a.m. We responded pretty quickly and were able to take one custody into without incident relatively early on. And then from there, we believe 3 other assailants were involved.
That's Fairfield Police Detective Jason Takis, who says one of the suspects was found in Hamden. The police activity forced a shelter in place for a time that has since been lifted. Some schools in town were closed as a result. Former Prince Andrew has been arrested and released but not charged. UK police are looking into suspected misconduct while in public office that came to light in the Jeffrey Epstein files. Sky Roberts is the brother of Virginia Giuffre, who was trafficked by Epstein and allegedly to Andrew.
It's just such a win for Virginia and for all survivors out there, truly.
More from correspondent Imtiaz Tayyab.
What they're investigating is whether Andrew, when he was the trade envoy for the UK, for Great Britain, between the years of 2001 and 2011, in that time had sent material, sensitive material about Britain's trade relationships to Jeffrey Epstein.
Connecticut Republicans are proposing an inspector general position for the legislature, similar to how the IG works investigating police use of force cases. This role would oversee decisions made on state spending, hiring, and political appointments. Republican State Senator Rob Sampson of Southington lists some recent scandals that ended in legal challenges or discipline.
You talk about Costas Diamantis, you talk about the chancellor of the university system. These are all Democratic appointees in a Democratic administration. That is the common denominator. We are experiencing what happens when you have one party in control of state government for decades at a time.
Senate President Martin Looney first made a dig at the Trump administration, then made general denouncement of political corruption.
We will be working with the governor to look at areas where we think greater oversight might be necessary, and we are certainly willing to have that discussion. There's certainly nothing that we are looking to do that in any way would protect or condone wrongdoing.
Investigators in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance case say they might tap DNA genealogy databases. A law enforcement database has not turned up any matches found on gloves near Nancy's home, and correspondent Andres Gutierrez reports from Tucson that the FBI is reaching out to Mexican authorities.
This is not a confirmation that Nancy Guthrie was taken across the border. The FBI does have dedicated agents who work directly with Mexican authorities on cases along this corridor. Nancy's house is just 77 miles away from the Nogales crossing, so when a major crime happens so close to the border, those channels are activated.
And it was a golden night in Italy for the USA women's hockey team over Canada. Kelly O'Grady is there.
In the very final minutes of the third period, they pulled their goalie, went 6-on-5 against Team Canada, and it was Hillary Knight with that goal to tie it up and send the match into sudden death overtime. By the way, Knight with that goal becoming the top U.S. scorer in Olympic ice hockey history. And then, sudden death overtime, the U.S. women were able to pull it out.
Taylor Keller scored the gamer in OT to give the Americans a 2-1 win for the team's third gold medal. All have come against Canada. Wall Street, the Dow lost 267 points today. The Nasdaq gave back 70, S&P down 19. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
News. News in music today. Smokey Robinson turns 86 years old. A lot of folks will totally appreciate this. Tony Iommi turned 78. Of course, he is the guitarist and riff mastermind from Black Sabbath. Dave Wakeling turned 70 years old. He is the lead singer of English Beat. You might remember them. Save it for later. And Seal, Kiss from a Rose, you know him. He turns 63 today. Album anniversaries. This is always my favorite part. The Yes album by Yes is 55 years old this year. Came out in 1971. Ink by The Fix came out in 1991, making it 35 years old. She's the Boss by Mick Jagger, his solo effort in 1985, is 41 years old. Under the Pink by Tori Amos. I'm just going to applaud her. That fine-ass redhead. Big fan of hers. Love me some Tori Amos. Her album Under the Pink came out 32 years ago in 1994. Dookie by Green Day, also 32 years old in 1994. And Don't Worry About Me by Joey Ramone came out in 2002, 24 years ago. Let's get to our traffic with Mark Christopher. Mark Christopher's in the VPS Lawyers Traffic Center. This was a really, really good band.
Roundabout, baby.
Roundabout.
Yes.
55 years old.
1971.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a great group. Is that, wait a minute, that's the album that's got Owner of a Lonely Heart, or is that later?
No, that was
later.
I was going to say
That
it's
was later.
1983.
That's 83. That's right.
I
That's right.
believe that was 83.
Yeah, I'm going to think you're right about that. Did that album, She's the Boss by Mick Jagger, have any hits on it? I feel like Beast of Burden was on that album.
Huh.
I feel like that.
Wow.
1985, I'm almost positive. The remake of Beast of Burden with, I don't know why I'm thinking this.
Remastered 94.
Okay, remastered in 94. He did a duet of I'll Never Be Your Beast of Burden with someone else, a female singer. I feel like it. I could be wrong. Was that 78, Beast of Burden?
Beast of Burden was 78. The remix was 94.
94?
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't do it with, he doesn't do the song. What was the song that Mick Jagger did with Bette Midler? It's on the Bette Midler. Yes, I'm positive of this.
Okay.
And now I have to look it up. And I know he did a remake of one of his songs or another song that he did together because it was a part of that whole Mick Jagger doing thing. It was a cover?
It was.
And what was the name of it?
It was Beast of Burden.
Beast of Burden.
Yeah, it was.
It was
Midler,
a cover.
Mick Jagger.
And I knew it. Give me my damn round of applause. I know my stuff.
Is that Miss Divine? Is that what they call
Miss
it?
Divine at the time. Yeah, I knew that was in there. Anyway.
You were absolutely right.
I try.
There you go. There's your music segment for today. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to just prior to exit 43 Park Road in West Hartford. If you are traveling eastbound 84, delays just after 44 Prospect Oakwood into the downtown tunnel. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And again, delays 91 South 27 down to exit 28. You'll see a little slow traffic as you move down by exit 19 in Meriden down to exit 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Now, if you were heading into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy at the Aragodi Bridge, 84 westbound in Waterbury slowing 22 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound's a little tight as you move up on exit 18 in Waterbury. And if you're traveling southbound on the Parkway, delays from 52 in Hamden down into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Staples. Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help your packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples. That was easy.
WTIC weather.
Mostly cloudy tonight, low 29, and cloudy tomorrow with occasional snow, sleet, and rain in the afternoon, accumulating a slushy coating to an inch, at least on non-paved surfaces, high 37. Rain tomorrow evening, ending later at night, low 32, and mostly cloudy as we start the weekend Saturday, high 39. Sunday, cloudy, snow moving into the area, high 37. We expect occasional snow Sunday night into Monday, most likely accumulating 2 to 4 inches. It's currently 36 degrees in Durham. It's 39 in New Britain and 40 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
At McDonald's, get 2 of your favorites for less. Enjoy 2 Filet-O-Fish, 2 10-piece chicken nuggets, or mix and match for $6. Real and 2 classics. Price and participation may vary.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Let's take a step back in time to an era when things were built right, built to last, and a handshake meant something. Yankee Home delivers that same craftsmanship still today. It's midwinter, and you can really feel it every time you walk by your old windows. Cold drafts sneaking in, warm air slipping out, and some mornings you can see your breath inside. It's time to call Yankee Home. Yankee Home's energy-efficient, high-quality windows are designed to keep the warm air in and the cold air out all winter long. And every job is done right the first time, never catty-wampus. Take advantage of our winter special. Buy 4 or more windows and get free installation or financing options like 0 down and 0% interest. Call Yankee Home now at 1-800-885-HOME. That's 1-800-885-HOME. Or visit yankeehome.com.
Yankee Home makes it easy as can be with our never cattywampus lifetime guarantee. Yankee Home.
On approved credit, restrictions apply.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back. Let's get to the phones. I'm pretty sure you guys are chomping at the bit. It never looks like this until you are. Let's go with Bob in Manchester. Hello, Bob. How are you?
Hey, Reese. How's it going, man?
I'm all right, sir. What's up?
Hey, I wanted to call earlier and want to make a comment on the topic you were covering.
Yes, you can go back to it. That's fine. You want to talk about those abortion rate numbers I was talking about?
Yeah, you got me curious. And I was thinking when you were comparing the abortion rates for black women being so much higher, and you were wondering, hey, is this a going out of business plan for black people in America?
I think that's, you know what? I've never heard anyone describe it that way, but you're right. You're 100% right.
Hey, yeah, I was going to point out something, but you gave me time, so I actually did some homework for you.
Okay.
What I was going to point out was that higher abortion rates don't necessarily mean lower birth rates.
Okay.
So what I thought, well, if black women are getting pregnant more frequently, you can still have higher birth rates.
Correct.
While having higher abortion rates. So I did the homework. What I found, if you add up the birth rates and the abortion rates, you kind of get a picture of the total birth rate or the total pregnancy rate.
I'm so glad you looked that up. Please tell me what you found.
And then I also found that about 25% of pregnancies result in miscarriages.
Right.
So I added that in as well. So when all said and done, what I found was black women are generally getting pregnant more frequently, about 35 to 37% more frequently.
Okay.
About 25% of the total pregnancies on both black and white women result in miscarriage. Of the remaining pregnancies, black women are giving birth to about 50% of their pregnancies.
Okay.
And about 25% of their pregnancies are getting aborted.
Wow.
Okay. For white women, again, 25% are miscarried, and about 7 to 8% are aborted.
What? Okay, you see the disparity here, right?
Yeah. The remaining 68% are birthed.
Okay.
Of the total pregnancies. So that gives you a little better picture. But the net result is the birth rate, the live birth rate per 1,000 women, is actually about the same.
You're saying for blacks or white women?
Yes.
Okay. But that's the only reason why, and that's a great. I'm glad you did that homework, and I appreciate that. And that's what I want from my audience, and you guys always deliver on that.
You made me curious, so I had to go do it.
No, I love the fact that you did. But what I noticed in that, and I've seen it usually when they do the birth rates. Now, by the way, when you did that list, was it by the year or was it an aggregate of years?
No, it was just data from 2024.
Okay, so just 1 year. Okay.
Yeah.
So and this is the important part, and I'll even go so far as if you could do this, please, when you call back, it doesn't matter what I'm discussing, I'll go back to this discussion with you. What we've seen, and I've seen this overall, I was more or less just talking about Connecticut, but overall, what I'm finding amazing about this number is that throughout the country, the birth rate is actually lower than average in the African-American community. So what we're seeing in essence...
That's the data I looked at. It was U.S.-wide.
Yes. Okay, so U.S.-wide in 1 year. So you are seeing sort of like an even... But when I go over year after year, it actually turns out that the African-American community's numbers versus other minority groups, primarily Hispanic, because they outnumber them 2-1, but they're always sort of looped in together or grouped in together. The number of which Hispanics or Latinos are having babies versus African-Americans, it is a constant decline in births statewide year after year. So, so it's right. It's in what I believe, again, you doing the research for the whole country for the whole year. In Connecticut, in just one state alone, if you're looking at that number of just 12.7% of a population, and you're seeing that number exceed the number of whites in the state who make up 4 times the amount of people, that is, in that constant decline, and you, by the way, when you're seeing the numbers go up in African-American communities, you're going to see a dying off of African-Americans with lower birth rates to the point where you get under 10%. Like right now, we're at 12%. Yeah. My argument is I see in 10 years, in fact, probably 20, but it could be 10 years. We could see the population shrink to 10% in Connecticut.
Yep. Maybe. I'm sure it varies state to state and potentially is changing over time. But the numbers that I looked at showed that the actual birth rates were about the same.
Yeah, so in essence, you saw a flat line.
No, I wasn't looking at the trend in time.
Okay.
Just one set of data. So for 2024, the birth rate between black and white women was about the same. It was
about
over 50.
Okay.
50 per 1,000 women.
Well, you know what? That is a great metric. In essence, is saying that they're not, in other words, one group is not aborting higher than the other, at least in 1 year. But I want to look over that over the last, I would say.
No. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that the abortion rates.
Oh, okay. No, the abortion rates. Yeah, I got that.
The birth rates are the same.
Are the same. Yes. No, I totally get that.
Black women are getting more abortions. They're getting pregnant more frequently.
Right, so they can level off.
But the birth rates are about the same in the end.
So in essence, it's saying like more black women are having babies than they are aborting them, and that's what levels them off.
So the question might be black women are getting pregnant at a rate that's about 35, maybe 40% higher than white women.
Correct. Right. Yeah. Which gives them, in essence, a little leg room, pardon the pun, but a little leg room in the abortion statistics that they could be leveling out. Totally get your number. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing the research, too.
Take care.
You got it. Let's go to Adam in East Hartford. How are you, Adam? Adam? No? Okay. That's all right. Let's go to Patty. Patty's been waiting for a little bit. Hello, Patty. How are you?
How are you, Reese? Nice to hear you.
Nice to hear you. It's been a while. What do you got for me today?
Yeah. Going back to the same issue that the gentleman was just talking about, and I always go to the value of life. And I think over the years, I hear it even since the 70s. There's a conditioning of abortion to euthanasia. But I think what happens in people also is that some of their circumstances, we don't offer alternatives to pregnant women.
Correct.
Many times it's actually no ultrasound. And I think when you offer alternatives, offer ultrasound, offer support to people, because I will be honest with you, some people that I've known who have had abortions over the years, they carry it.
Yeah.
We think there may be a callousness to it, but I think a lot of people harbor the grief and they carry that throughout their life. And I don't think people realize that in the people. They may be conditioned for it, and what starts in animals, even shipping now, they actually, cremation, abortion, all things, watch what they do to the animals first, even the chipping. All these things start in the cremations.
Yeah.
They start in animals, get us used to doing something. And that's what they're doing with people. They're conditioning even young people that they tell people what it looks like or how they describe it, when in fact it's alive. And I don't care how they minimize that. But when young people hear that, you desensitize them to the value of life. And
That's
we're
the
doing
thing.
that as a whole society. And that's what bothers me the most, because when we start devaluing humanity, life and death, and we feel we should take control over those things, life and death, euthanasia, I am not for it all. And if people want to do that, that's fine. But you know what? I find over the years, people strive really, really hard to live. And I have a great respect for life. But I have to tell you, the poor, they're more susceptible. They have not, maybe don't have the support. Maybe they don't have the family support. Maybe they don't have the money. But I think if we put things in place to facilitate success, to being able to keep their children, to offer them other options for it, we may find that slope may change because they feel stuck, Reese.
Yeah, no, Patty, you're 100% right. I think that you're onto something with the idea of the sort of desensitized about this. And it's interesting because I've never really understood this, right? Because I can talk to the same person that can see abortion as a viable solution and then see that same person when a baby is at the mall and be all Gucci, Gucci, goo, oh, it's so cute. And you know what I mean? And like thinking it's treated as if the most precious thing in the world. And they can make that, you know what I'm saying, that divide. It's always baffled me.
Connection.
Yeah, so like how do you not, like that's the thing. Yeah, I'm looking at the baby and I'm going, you do understand that thing that you were like, you know, fawning over and it's like that is the so-called clump of cells that you said had no meaning. And they're like, do you not get that? And and you're right, though. The conditioning is the most important part, is that people have been conditioned and led to believe that the two of those things are two. In other words, they are two separate things. And I think that's what I just did there, is that they're two separate things. And you know what I always say to these people who have the argument when they say, it's just a clump of cells. My argument to them is, you are a clump of cells, you idiot.
Yeah, but they're living, they're growing, they're replicating. And you know what, Reese? They're doing the same thing with narratives. If you repeat something over and over and over again, you are again conditioning people to acceptance. But we need to see broader than that. If we care enough about humanity to want the success and health of society and humanity, we need to start valuing life.
Yeah, the messaging has got it. The messaging has got to change, and we've got to find a way to message it better, which is, I guess maybe we haven't figured it out yet, but hopefully in due course we will. Thank you, Patty.
More talking like you just did. Because people will see it from a different perspective.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I swear.
Repeat.
I'm trying to. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Reese.
You got it. Let me take one more. James is in Newington. Hello, James.
Hey, Reese. I just came from the supermarket, so I kind of want your opinion on what we call food and foreign policy.
Okay.
I looked at the hamburger and I looked at the steak. They wanted $24 a pound for ribeye.
Okay.
And what most people never hear in the news is what's happening in the foreign policy world as the United States under Trump is trying to bring South Africa back in our sphere of influence as opposed to China. So I got this out of the South China Post. I read things online that a lot of people don't.
Okay.
But China right now is in a trade war, using tariffs against Brazil.
I know.
Brazil is watching its car industry and its steel industry get destroyed by China's imports. So now Brazil has put a tariff on rolled steel and cars. So China put a on Brazilian beef. And this is what's critically important. They're going to actually have Brazil run out of its allotment for China in September of this year, and Brazil's going to have all this meat available to ship. And what happened in America under Biden is we pushed all of our allies and kicked them to the curb.
Yep.
And Brazil was a great ally in South America, but we tried to push Bolsonaro out of office because he believed in the things Trump did, nationalism for Brazil. Well, now we have this opening to bring down the price of American beef before the elections. And I hope that Donald Trump and, of course, Marco Rubio see this. Even though I'm going to be very direct with you, you have this balance, and this is where I want your opinion. In the farm states, for the first time in a long time, the price of beef is so high because our number of cattle is at multi-year lows, millions below where it should be.
That's right.
And so the problem you run into is, do we let the beef farmers in America temporarily not get top dollar and bring in the beef to lower the price of the hamburgers on the 4th of July? Or do we accept the fact that these farmers will not be getting a wholesale price? They're getting $6 on the hoof right now.
Yeah. Okay. I got to take a break. I'm going to answer that when we get back from the commercial break. That is a great question, and I will have an answer for you when we return. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Let's take another check of the weather and traffic with Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I'll have that answer. I'm sure I'm think of it, Mark.
All right, Reese, I believe you. If you're westbound 84 heading into Hartford, delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound slows about half a mile before 46th Avenue down to the Bulkley. Southbound 91's a little tight, 33 down to 32 A and B. Another slowdown, 27 to 28. And you'll see a slowdown again, 19 to 17, 91 South in Meriden. On the northbound side of 91, slowing now up in Windsor, 35 up to 36. 2 westbounds delayed, 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. Westbound 84 into Waterbury, slowing from 25A up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound sluggish, 17 to 18 in Waterbury. Look out for an accident on 691 westbound by exit 3 in Meriden. Just west of the accident, of the exit, there's an accident there backing you up behind that. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Variable cloudiness the rest of this afternoon, high 41. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 29. Tomorrow cloudy with occasional snow and sleet in the afternoon mixing with rain. The snow and sleet can accumulate a slushy coating to an edge, especially on non-paved surfaces, high tomorrow 37. Pretty much just rain in the area tomorrow evening. That'll end later tomorrow night. It'll stay cloudy, low 32, and mostly cloudy as we start the weekend Saturday, high 39. Sunday cloudy with snow at times, especially from midday on. Sunday's high 37. The periods of snow Sunday night into Monday, most likely accumulating 2 to 4 inches before ending later Monday afternoon. Low Sunday night 28. Monday's high 35. So clearing Monday night and colder, dropping a low of 20. Mostly sunny and cold Tuesday, high 36. Very cold Tuesday night, partly cloudy, a low of 12. And becoming cloudy on Wednesday. Could be some snow, sleet, and rain Wednesday afternoon, high 37. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Crash this afternoon in Vernon involving a school bus. Police got the call a little after 3:30 to Route 83 and Pleasant View Road in town. They say 5 of 6 kids, as well as the bus driver, were injured. Bus carrying Skinner Road School students collided with a Ford work van, they say. Those injured were taken to area hospitals. Injuries said to be non-life-threatening, and police are investigating. An Ansonia man faces charges after he allegedly struck a police cruiser with his vehicle, then took off on Valentine's Day. Officers say 44-year-old Angel Sosa was traveling down Elm Street when he hit the marked cruiser with its lights activated, then fled the scene. He caught up with Sosa on East Main Street. Officers say Sosa had 2 loaded handguns on him and another in the back seat. Man's dead after he was shot by Hartford police this morning. Officers were assisting on a mental health eval when the suspect allegedly pulled a knife. 2 officers were evaluated but were not injured. 4 suspects are in custody following a home invasion in Fairfield. Incident occurred in the wee hours around 2:30. 4 suspects broke into a Candlewood Road home. The incident brought out the SWAT team and other law enforcement. No injuries were reported. One of those suspects actually turned up in Hamden. The former Prince Andrew has been arrested and released. This for suspicion of misconduct in public office. Andrew was stripped of his royal titles because of his links to convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Iran and the U.S. both applying naval pressure to the talks over Tehran's nuclear program. Tehran held drills today with Russia. In the meantime, the Americans brought another aircraft carrier closer to the Mideast, the USS Gerald R. Ford. Down day for the markets. The Dow lost 267 points. The NASDAQ down 70, and the S&P gave back 19. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
180 degrees from I can't lose weight.
180 degrees from I don't dance anymore.
180 degrees from yo-yo diets.
Awaken 180 weight loss is 180 degrees from a quick fix gimmick or synthetic hormone shots. It's a premium program for awakening your own hormones naturally. Call 877-239-4180 now to find out how adults lose an average of 2 to 4 pounds per week. No starvation, no crazy exercise, no quitting steak, dining out, or a cocktail. Just personalized, science-based nutrition, where our food is completely customizable and our one-to-one lifelong coaching is there to help you for life. Call 877-239-4180 now. Or visit awaken180weightloss.com and see why there's a 98% satisfaction rating.
180 degrees from the old me.
That's 877-239-4180. Awaken 180. Awaken for life.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
He had a great question. And this one's difficult only for one reason. Because I don't see how you can't split the difference. I don't think you should take Brazilian beef and then leave the farmers hanging out to dry. So you've got to find a way to split the difference. That's the only thing I could even come out of that. You know, in some cases, you know, it is Brazil. Don't get me wrong. I kind of feel like Brazil is not like this vital ally in South America. I mean, it's okay. I mean, but it's not a vital ally. And I get the whole sticking it to China after, you know, they're supposed to be a part of BRICS together if you think about it. There's a way you could do that without having to sort of screw with the farmers, because they're going to need the relief more than it is, you know, in lowering prices. So I would say I would manage it in a way to split the difference. It does sound like I'm not going to lie, even in myself as I was thinking about it during the break, that it's almost a cop-out. It can't help it having it sound like a cop-out. But if it was my decision, I would find a way to split the difference. I got to support our farmers because if you abandon them, especially as a campaign, if you abandon them to appease a foreign relationship with Brazil and you leave farmers out to dry, that doesn't help you politically. And what I mean by that is doesn't help you politically because J.D. Vance or another Republican has to run, and they're going to feel abandoned, and they will make you pay, especially at the midterms. So you got to find a way to make the farmers happy and maybe still keep that, you know, or pull Brazil in some way, make some sort of concessions to them. That's the only way I can see it. So I hope that satisfies the answer. If it's a cop-out, I take responsibility. I will take the L. If you say that it's an incomplete answer, totally understand it, because it's a really, really rough, it's a tough road to hoe. But, I mean, you got to, politics are like that. If you can manage it in some way, it's one of those things. You just got to, it's a balancing act. That's what it always is. So we'll get to that. We'll get to the rest of your phone calls as well. We'll recap some of the stuff that I did bring up. Remember to go to WTIC.com to check out the program. If you can't go there, go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com so you can listen to the program. Either will help us in the numbers because we like numbers. We like you listening to us and not listening to anybody else. It's a friendly rivalry. They just don't know that it's a rivalry. I haven't told them yet. So it's important. Also, I'll talk a little bit about my trip today. I am going to the Urban League and their anniversary today. Apparently, they're having a Black History thing over at the Mark Twain house. Okay, truth be told, I'm going for the Mark Twain thing. No, I'm kidding. I'm going there because, it's a whole event thing. So I'm going to go check it out. Yeah, what are you going to do? Let's get to another check of your weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I'm assuming, Mark, you've been to the Mark Twain house. Am I going to like it?
Yes, I have. It's great.
Am I going to love it?
You've never been there?
Never been.
Yeah, it's great. You'll love the, as I remember, there was above the fireplace, it was a glass window above it's so unique.
Really?
As I remember. Hopefully I'm remembering right.
Okay.
But, yeah, great place.
Is it a great place for events?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
They
yeah?
do a lot of events over there.
I
Absolutely.
can't wait to see what they serve as like hors d'oeuvres or whatever, because I am starving.
Are you really? What time does the event start?
It literally starts in 20 minutes.
Okay, so you get off there, you're going to run over there.
I'm going to run right over it. There's a little bit of traffic.
Your first hors d'oeuvre will be popping in around 6:30.
Yeah, absolutely. And still have no idea what they're going to be serving.
Yeah, you got to go another 52 minutes. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Hey, westbound 84, you're tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound's locked up, 44 down into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you are traveling now into Middletown, 9 southbound's just a little bit tight at the Aragoni Bridge. No big deal, though. Heading into Waterbury, westbound 84 sluggish from exit 23 up to the Mixmaster. And in New Haven, the southbound side of the Parkway, you've got some tight traffic, 51 down to just after exit 50 in Hamden. South 95 slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. And in Harwington, a road closure there. Route 118 is shut down at Whetstone Road because of a 2-vehicle crash reported there. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly to mostly cloudy across the area tonight. A low temperature of 29 and cloudy tomorrow. Occasional snow and sleet, eventually some rain in the afternoon. There could be as much as a slushy coating to an inch of snow and sleet before we see any rain, at least on non-paved surfaces, high 37. Rain early tomorrow night, then just cloudy, low 32, and a mostly cloudy start to the weekend Saturday with a high of 39. Sunday, cloudy snow developing, high 37. Snow likely continuing Sunday night into Monday, and 2 to 4 inches could accumulate. Right now it is 36 degrees in Wallingford. It's 39 at Canton and 40 at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Teresa is in the chat room. She said that she's seen 3 different Aaron Stewart ads on television in the past 2 days. I'm glad to see the ads. Just wondering if she's decided to come and speak at the debate. No decision yet, and we have not, well, other than those who have called in. I was supposed to receive a phone call this week from her campaign manager. He did not call, and I have a text message here that says he's going to call. He hasn't. But our we're sending out a letter to all of the campaigns with the ground rules, which they're all going to sign. It's a legal document that says these are the parameters of the debate. There is no mudslinging. There is no attacking one another. It is all about policy and answering the questions that they are asked at the debate. You know, this isn't talking about the other person's record and things like that. So we're going to make that clear. Legal is handling that now, and we're looking at the end of April for that debate. So it will be coming up soon. You also know about the New Britain tax collector, Cheryl S. Blogowski, who was placed on paid administrative leave as of mid-February, announced on February 17th. This stems from an ongoing independent investigation into years of alleged financial malfeasance within City Hall, initiated after Democratic Mayor Bobby Sanchez, who took office following the most recent election, learned of the allegations. Details on the specific nature of the alleged wrongdoing remain limited in public statements. No charges have been mentioned, and the investigation is described as thorough and impartial to review the facts. They are somewhat suggesting that Aaron Stewart may be involved. The reason why it launched almost implicates her. If indeed it is going to affect her, we do not know until we get the details. I have sent a feeler out to Mayor Bobby Sanchez to see if he'll be on the program to discuss anything that he may know or not know, or what this is stemming from, or what it looks like. And if he's willing to talk about it on the air, we'll see if we can have him on the program this week. Well, next week now, because it's already Friday. And I don't do any guests on Friday except for my wife. So we'll see what we can come up with as far as getting him on the program. Let's go to Tom in Thomaston. How are you, sir?
Hey, I am well, Reese. Thanks.
What's up?
Hey, I got a question for you, or a question to ask you about the Olympics. But first, you know I don't have much use for White Mike, the anti-Semite. He is truly an anti-Semite.
Okay, he would he would disagree with you, but okay, what's your point?
Disagree? No, he's not a racist. He says some crazy things about blacks, but he is definitely an anti-Semite.
Okay, all right, you made that point. Okay, so what is it that you want to say about him? I'm assuming there's something you agree with him about?
Oh, well, hey, yeah, he mentioned to you, I think, on Friday, Steven Wilson Jr., the singer. I listened to him all weekend. That guy is great.
So, with that being said, White Mike, anti-Semite, great taste in music.
Good. Excellent.
I think he's actually on hold. I think he'll be halfway excited to hear that.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll like half of my response today.
My goodness. Anyway, so what did you want to ask about the Olympics?
Have you been watching any of it?
Not a thing. I've always hated the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I do too. But I just happened to see this blonde woman skier, and they said, the Chinese skier is up. And I'm looking at her. She looks a little Chinese, but she looks a lot more American than she does Chinese.
Okay.
This woman is a traitor, Reese. She's
an
American woman. She's got an American father, Chinese mother, grew up in the United States.
Yes.
Nothing but United States. And then they plow her with hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, not hundreds of millions, but $20-30 million. And now she skis for China.
Wow.
Luckily, she only got 2 silver medals, I think, this year. But
you know what? Look, let me tell you something. Do you know what that reminds me of? And I learned to get over it, but you may need some time. It was like the day I found out that Gary Carter went into the Baseball Hall of Fame as an expo. I was furious at him for that. Because, again, everybody said, and the reasoning makes sense. Because what is the likelihood that an expo was ever going to make it into the Hall of Fame? Gary Carter was doing that as a favor to save the expos from never being included. But I still think there was a raw deal because he won that World Series with the Mets, which made no sense to me. And he was the captain, for crying out loud. So I get it. It's one of those things where you have to say, they kind of let it go.
Well, I hope not one American country or company, plows her with money after this.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Traitor.
I'll tell you this. I almost think that if an American company did give her an endorsement, I believe the fans would say, what are you talking about? You didn't even play for us. So, I think
she should never get an American endorsement again for the rest of her life.
Absolutely, man. I mean, if she looked like Sydney Sweeney, we might give her a pass, but
Oh, hey, Reese, she's very attractive. Take a look at her.
I'm gonna go check her out. I think I know who you're talking about too. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
You got it. Let's go to. I'll take Frankie boy. What's going on with you? No, sorry. Let me go to him. I guess the man of the hour. White Mike is on the line. What's up, big guy?
Hey, I didn't expect to get a little bit of props on your show from a listener. That's pretty cool.
Hey, dude, you get a lot of props. You have no idea. People say like this, White Mike will be this, that, and the third, but which I love.
I do stand by the Stephen Wilson Jr. recommendation. I got a new one. If anybody out there is a Gen X guy who's a fan of the new wave of British heavy metal, like Priest and Maiden.
Okay.
There's a band called Tail Gunner, who's a new band, fairly new out of England. Their record's called Midnight Blitz, and it sounds like Maiden and Priest. It's brilliant. The guy has pipes like an air raid siren. It's amazing.
Really?
And on that note, I was going to talk about the impending war with Iran because we're clearly going to attack them again.
I think it's going to happen this weekend.
Our president, who said no new wars, is doing this, and all of the MAGA guys are not understanding why. They're all freaked out and pissed off.
Come on. You know what? Thank you. Tell me. I want to hear your point of view on this because I'm with you on it too.
Well, I'll tell you why. I think that have you ever heard of the Samson option?
That doesn't ring a bell. No.
Okay. Well, have your listeners to Google it. But the Samson option is a policy the Israeli government has that if it appears the nation of Israel is going to be wiped off the face of the earth, they're going to unleash their nuclear arsenal and bomb the crap out of everybody.
Okay.
It's written down. They're talking all the capitals in the Middle East and the capital cities in Europe they can reach with their subs.
Okay.
So that's a possibility. My theory is that Netanyahu and his people want Iran done so badly, they've told Trump, we're going to nuke them or you take care of it.
Right.
I think that's why his feet have been held to the fire. I don't think he wants to do it, but I think he's trying to prevent World War III, because if Israel nukes Iran, Pakistan's going to nuke Israel in a heartbeat. And it's on. So that's my theory.
That's a good theory. It's not beyond the pale. So here's what. Okay, so let's go. Since we're down this road, and I talked about this yesterday. Yesterday, I brought it up. In fact, one of my neighbors who listens to the show stopped me this morning when I was going to the gym, and he says, "Hey, did you hear about the military exercises that are happening with China and Russia near the Horn of Hormuz?" And I went, "No, I didn't hear about that." He says, I was hearing you talk about it yesterday. He said, "It looks like Russia is not taking Donald Trump's message to say, hey, guys, I'm going to need you folks to get out of Dodge. We may have some serious situations with Iran." What do you say to the idea that Donald Trump is planning on pretty much hitting Iran? I mean, he's already hit the nukes. Why not hit them again in Tehran to send even a broader message to the mullahs?
Well, I don't even think it's about that, buddy.
Okay.
I don't think it's that deep. I think it's exactly what I said, that the Israelis want it, and they're bat crap crazy enough to do it. And he knows they're crazy enough to do it.
But what would he do, though?
And he's stuck. He asked if Israel nukes Iran?
No. If Israel has put Donald Trump and our military up against it, that says, hey, listen, if you don't do something about this guy, we got to go to a full-scale war. If Donald Trump appeases Netanyahu in this range, what kind of attack are we talking about over the weekend? Because it looks like that's when it's going to happen. If indeed it does,
dude.
What kind of attack are you talking?
Cruise missiles from the ships, F-18s and F-35s.
I agree,
strikes.
But where? What's the target?
Oh, God, dude. Any leadership position, any infrastructure that's important, so I can see oil fields getting hit.
So nothing in Tehran?
I don't think he strikes Tehran, because that's a civilian target, and that's really hard to get away with.
Indeed.
But I think if he does it anyway, he's going to lose his base. He can't come out and say why he's doing it. I mean, everybody knows that this country is compromised. It's clear we're compromised, but we can't get out of it. And another note, don't you think it's funny that there have been 2 high-profile arrests regarding Epstein, right? Prince Andrew.
Yep.
And the former Prime Minister of Norway was arrested for some corruption stuff. His name Bjorn Thor Hansen or something.
Okay.
He was arrested. So we get arrests of big people, but we don't get arrests of any of the important people who are involved in this stuff.
You think we're being placated?
Dude, how come we don't have, I don't know, Larry Summers getting arrested, or Howard Lutnick? How about him? How about Bill Gates? Can we do Bill Gates? Can we do Bill Gates? Can we do Reid Hoffman? Can we do any of the people? They know the names of these people. I mean, if you believe the theory that Pam Bondi gave the Congress access to the unredacted files to track what they were looking for.
Yeah.
So if the unredacted files are out there, we know who the people in these email chains were.
Yeah.
So we're talking about all this crazy crap like Jerky and all the pretty young ones and all that.
Yeah.
We could get them right.
And we know who
now,
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. 100%.
And you know why they're not getting arrested. Your last caller is going to be upset. They're
Ah,
not getting arrested because they're not taking out the important people with the small hats because they're too powerful.
See, well, that too, and of course, as you always say, they don't eat bacon. All right, I love you, buddy. Get out of here.
You too, buddy. Bye.
Of course, he was going to put that little zinger in there. That's it. All right, last but not least, I'm going back to Gary. No, sorry. Frank, you got to hold for me, Frank. I got to go to Gary in Southington. Hello, Gary.
Hey, Reese.
What's up?
So a couple of things I want to say. I'm gonna comment on what the idiot was just saying. I've heard him many times. I have no idea why you think that this guy is a valuable caller. Would you allow somebody that calls up and says, I'm a member of the KKK and
Yes.
I kill black people?
In a heartbeat.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, don't speak for me. I just told you I would. You asked me, and I told you. If a Klansman wanted to call this program and talk to me about how he felt about taking out the lives of black people, I would talk to him. You want to know why? Because I'm not afraid to talk to him. This isn't about censorship. Yeah, you know what? I had a guy who called me all the time who we used to call Scott Nazi. Okay? I used to have a guy call me every day named Scott Nazi. And he was an avowed anti-Semite white supremacist. And he told me that. He even went so far as to tell me on the air, you're my favorite black person ever. I've never taken an offense. Do you want to know why? Because I don't care about other people's opinions because they never dwarf mine.
I know you don't. That's
Okay.
why I understand why you're letting this guy
I just explained it to you.
Ridiculous theories. Okay, let me say something about what he said about Iran. First of all, does he know that what Iran's philosophy is?
What is
it? Now, this is a fact. They believe in the fifth Mahdi. You know what the fifth Mahdi is?
I'm sure you're going to explain it to us.
I am going to explain it because you can look this up.
Okay.
They believe that they can't exist. Like, they have a form of bringing on the, like, we believe in Jesus is coming back.
Right. They believe in the apocalypse or with...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's kind of like that, but the Mahdi cannot return until they wipe out Israel from the face of the earth and us. We're the great Satan.
Okay.
So this idiot keeps calling up about his stupid theories about it all circles back to Israel. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
First of all,
wait. It's hold on. Wait. Chill out, Gary, for a second. Okay. You have to, in order for this to work, you have to be able to accept, even if you don't like it, another person's opinion. You can't drive yourself to anger because you don't agree with him. You are here what you're doing here is you're countering his opinion, but you're countering him in a way that just says that he's too stupid to have one, which means that he should be discounted. That I don't agree with. That is, to me, that
why.
No. There is no why. No. Let me explain to you because I got to get out of here. The reason why there can never be a why, because it goes against everything I believe about free speech, Gary. But I will always give you an opportunity to come back because I got to end the show. God bless you, boss man. Thank you, man. And I really do mean that. Let's get out of here. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese On Radio. You have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow, and we will see you back here at 2 o'clock. And the man who's getting you home, he's here now. He is Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Enjoy the Mark Twain house and enjoy those hors d'oeuvres, Reese. That sounds like a good night. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound side of 91, got some slow traffic, 33 down to 32 A and B. Westman 84 slows approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47. Sigourney 84.